that are pretty wide open have 0 requirements to get to. So usually it's pretty slow at the beginning compared to, I mean, not as slow as like, you know, in the standard races where everyone has to go through, you know, escape to Zelda Cell. And we have for our first major item, a small key for Ice Palace. I guess if you can call that a major item.
Slight little bit of divergent for the most part. Looks like they might be going the same path, maybe the south.
Yeah, looks like Trojan Dude's going to be checking out the secret passageway for the 2 chests, while Barrybondz is going to go take this route to Kakariko. There is, from those bushes, as you saw, there's 2 bushes in there that have a 50-50 chance of dropping a bomb when you check them. Sometimes they can be a little and give you nothing, but he ended up grabbing one out of that, so it's a quick, surefire way to grab bombs. And we got big 20 from the tree pole.
It's a very nice start. Just don't have to worry about the hula hand potentially, and you got that knowledge in your inside, so that if you need those rupees later on, you can get them.
Yeah, it's nice. Ooh, wow. That was a really quick check. That was either a fire rod or an ice rod in the library. It is a fire rod. Oh, man. All right, so unless like Skullwoods and T-Rock are both pendants and not required to, probably going to be needing that. Probably going to be needing the boots.
Also means we might be seeing those boots somewhat early. We'll have to see how soon those come up.
Very true. And a hammer in the back of the tavern. So we already got our first weapon.
Looks like Barry going into the hut to get more bombs.
Yeah, there's always 4 bombs in here. It's a really nice and convenient way to, you know, to farm some bombs, fill up your inventory. If you don't have the rupees to buy bombs from the little shop right there. It's a little out of the way walking over there, but it beats having to double dip bottom of the well or Blind's Hut. Actually, I think I used this in my race yesterday, so. Yeah, Trojan Dude taking advantage of the bushes, checking them a few times to get even an extra few bombs. So we'll see what their routing is. And because of the tree pole, if all else fails, they do have money to buy bombs from the shop. But a Thieves Town big key in the chicken hut, so off to a good start, right?
Yep, makes Thieves Town look like a nice play early whenever they get to the Dark World.
Yeah, the only risk with that is if there ends up being something in that big chest which requires a small key to get into, you don't want to have to come back and check that later. Big 20. What else we got in bottom of the well? $10 arrows. Another big 20. A small key for Ganon's Tower. And 300 rupees. So not a bad find. The 300 rupees are worth it alone.
Definitely. In Keysanity, you can easily run into rupee problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when it comes to like Zora having a required item, or you know, a lot of players will go to Palace of Darkness and be like 20 rupees short for a Kiki, which requires 110 rupees. So. Another small key. Wow, 2 Ganon's Tower small keys. Misery Mire. Oh gosh, these are all useless. And our first map, to Misery Mire.
Yeah, the map helps a little bit once they hit the Dark World.
Yeah, definitely. Having that a little bit of extra knowledge. And our first bottle, nice. That's convenient to find that in Kakariko. And it's a golden bee. Barrybondz switching to that. Looks like he's probably going to go ahead and sell that to the bottle vendor. And for that, I think you get either 100 or 80 rupees from him for selling a bee. Unless it breaks for whatever reason.
Stick Kid is also in play at this point.
See, it worked for him. Maybe you have to buy the bottle first before you can actually get him to pay. Because in my race, I went to him and he looked at the bee and he said, "That's nice." And then nothing happened. I'm still mad about that.
Just got the sick kid's heart today.
Rest in peace. But yeah, so for anyone new here, Keysanity, the fun part about Keysanity is that all the dungeon items are shuffled in with the rest of the the pool of items. As you can see, we saw maps, small keys, big keys, the like, and other significant portion is that maps do a little bit more than just tell you where to go inside of a dungeon. They actually tell you what the pendant and or crystal is for each dungeon. And because otherwise, if BarrybondZ was to check a map right now, he would not see anything on it, since he does not have the maps for Desert Hera or Eastern Palace.
So Barry's ignoring the lumberjack for now. We won't know what's back there just yet.
It's not that terrible of an idea because of, especially in Keysanity, the requirements to even do AGA are more now that we need 2 more small keys added to all the list of already stuff that you have to do it, and then to even like get into lumberjack. So I can see skipping that for now.
Yeah, definitely, especially since they haven't gotten anything that points them to AGA yet.
Mm-hmm. There's a big key for Ice Palace. A lot of Dark World inventory stuff. Nothing for the Light World yet.
Yeah, this has been a pretty not much in this open so far.
Well, with the hammer, they will be able to do Hyrule Castle. At least they'll be able to do it a little bit easier. And we got a soggy mushroom.
Get the fetch quest started.
Oh, and we got
West. Interesting
routing choice from BarrybondZ, going to Agnes Cave as opposed to the usual route of going to Mini Moldorm Cave. It's you get to find out what's on the desert ledge, and it's a cave that a lot of people tend to just put off forever. So,
meanwhile, Trojan Dude's making the Hyrule play. Let's see if this pays off for Barry.
Was it worth it? And I wonder if he'll save and quit out here. Just bombs. All right, so he's not going to get that info on the desert ledge. It is a little bit longer to walk all the way over there than to walk to Agnes Cave, so I could see him skipping out, but... Sweet single arrow. Yeah, Barry has not checked what the secret passageway holds. Also not checking what the tree poles are, so missing out on that information about the red rupees. Having the 300 rupees and, well, actually no, the extra rupees would get him enough to go to Zora if and when that becomes available.
Let's see what else we got down here in Hyrule Castle.
Big 20. So, what do you think these players are hoping to find next? What's the next big progression item that's going to send them somewhere? What do you think, JP?
I'm not sure at this point, because there's nothing that's really pointing towards Light World yet. You just got that hammer. I think at this point, I just maybe glove just to get me closer to Dark World.
Just 300 more rupees. Yeah, I could easily see... Well, glove, obviously, since that's one of the key ingredients to get into the Dark World, also allows you to check the back of Escape. Even something as simple as a Eastern Palace big key would add some value to that. Being able to go check that big chest when you go into Eastern for the first time. But hey, the answer could lie within that mushroom that BarrybondZ did find, and Trojan Dude is about to find in... Oh, what's the name of it? Sunken Treasure, I think is the name of it on the spoiler log. On the official log of the game.
I think that sounds about right.
Unofficial. Official for Randomizer, at least.
We should also see the Mini Moldorm Cave here shortly with 5 items. They haven't gone that way yet. A little delayed than we usually would see, but it's still about normal time.
Let's see what Trojan Dude does next. I would assume the mini Moldorm Cave play, because nobody goes to Agnes Cave early. That's just weird. And then probably straight to... I would... Usually for me, if I don't have the Moon Pearl at this point, I would still go to Ice Rock Cave and then fake flipper, check what's on Lake Hylia Island, and go check Hobo.
Except
every
one
time.
thing, Trojan Dude's out of bombs, so he can't go to Ice Rock Cave unless he gets a bomb here.
Ooh, you're right. Yeah, I saw his item, the Y button item, like switch after he pulled that last bomb out, so gotta be careful here. All right, clears it.
Getting those Moldorm
finds. Yeah, go for it.
Tricky.
Yeah, using hammers on Moldorm is not easy. Small key 4, Turtle Rock, Ether Medallion, Big 20. So that's unfortunate, not having the bombs to finish or to go to Ice Rock Cave. So, assuming Barry goes there next, if there's something of value there, that's going to be big.
So at this point, your next play for Trojan is probably Eastern.
Eastern. Sahasrahla Eastern, maybe check the mushroom. Oh. Checking what's on the island? Nope. Okay. So going to the bomb shop here. This is a rarely used bomb shop, but it's not a bad one. It's convenient on the way to Sahasrahla Eastern.
Smart little heads-up play there. They already had the expansion, so I can get 20 bombs.
Yeah. Now, I am surprised Trojan Dude didn't take the moment to just hop in the water and see what is on Lake Hylia Island, just to have that knowledge. Because that's something you can easily forget later on when you're like in the Dark World and you find flippers and mirror and you're just not even thinking about it. Ooh, big key 4, Mystery Mire. Okay, so probably required, but not a huge game changer. That's not going to ruin Trojan Dude's run at this point.
Let's see if Trojan... Yep, he's checking the green pendants. It's Thieves Town.
Thieves Town. Thieves Town's always a pendant, except when it's not. There's his bombs. Compass. And the mirror. Good find.
Mirror doesn't unlock... I don't think it unlocks anything just yet, but it's always good to have.
Yeah, of course. Especially for checking dungeons. Just being able to mirror out conveniently. We did see on Barrybond's side a heart piece on the island, so nothing big. But just having that knowledge is nice, because now you can already write that off. Now, what I would have liked to have seen is you find that mushroom. I always like seeing the use of that whirlpool that's in front of Link's house. If you can fake flipper just to go into that whirlpool. It's not a sequence break because it just speeds up time getting up to the witch's hut. I mean, it's using a minor glitch to do it, but it's not technically a sequence break because you can get there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain without actually having a visual, so...
Yep. So, Eastern, we got 3 chests, 4 if they sequence break, and there's the cape.
Cape right off the bat.
Really, cape always makes you think Aga, but they're still so far away that it's probably not that just yet.
Yeah, but that does open up that one chest in Aga Tower, so... And we have already seen a race with Moon Pearl in that chest, so... Basically, especially in Keysanity, anything can happen. Chest number 2, only a heart piece. Something's gotta give.
One more chest in logic in here, and then they can sequence break through that dark room for one more if they choose.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to do when you have a sword, but hammer is kind of helpful because you can still see where you are in the dark by using the hammer. Yeah, if they don't find anything in here, what next?
I think that's got to be that mushroom.
Mushroom, Aga Tower. Yeah, they still need to find a glove. They still need to find a Moon Pearl. Glove would open up Back of Escape, so I'm assuming that's probably going to be our next find here. But no, that couldn't be. No, that couldn't happen because this is going to be a sequence break for Trojan Dude. I mean, it could, but it's highly unlikely. So
could always be something helpful. Let's see what it comes up with. Nice use of the hammer to get through this room.
Oh, got a double kill too. I just like that little inching forward a little bit. All right, I'm gonna find my way there eventually. Yeah, you gotta work with what you get. You know, sometimes you get like a boomerang or a hook shot or just the hammer. Sometimes you just get like the bow, and you can see arrows in the dark. So work with what you got.
Looks like Trojan's going to clear the room out to get to that switch.
And we got just a heart piece. All right. So we got 2 spots left to check. Mushroom, Agate Tower. What's it going to be? Are we getting the thing that I was talking about? Or is this a trip to Agana?
I must be going to Agana.
No, that's okay. So yeah, right there, right where Trojan Dude was walking past, you can bomb yourself into the wall, walk down, hop in the water, go left, and that sets up the fake flipper. Go in that whirlpool. It'll take you right outside of the witch's hut. Barry's doing it. Trying to get the pixel lineup. That works too. Perfect. Yeah, bomb's it's just a quicker, or not a quicker way, but a surefire way to set it up so you don't accidentally walk through the screen transition a few extra times.
Bomb will push you to the edge of the screen at the cost of a heart.
Yes, and a bomb. All right, what are we going to find here in the witch's hut? It's got to be a flute.
There you go. That opens up a couple locations on Death Mountain. Actually, just one location right now on Death Mountain. Yeah, you can check Spectacle Rock Cave. You can also look what's on top, and you can sequence break for the old man. But that doesn't. That opens up at least one more spot, though.
Well, it opens up. They do have the mirror though, so that they can get up to Hera.
Oh, you're right.
And then they also have the hammer, so they can get to East Death Mountain, so they can check Paradox Cave and all that jazz. So that opens up quite a lot.
Yep, I take that back. I'm wrong there. It's at least about 10
I
chests.
mean, had they routed a little differently, then yes. Because they did get the mushroom pretty early. They could have had the mushroom before getting the mirror, because the mirror was in Sahasula's hut. In which case, you would have been right. But that's just the part of Randomizer that's so fun, is just a single route difference could change quite a bit about how the rest of the route plays out. Trojan Dude getting their Misery Mire big key. And then just needs to go turn in that mushroom, so... But it looks like Trojan Dude is going to go check that castle tower, that Agate Tower small key. And there's our Mood Pearl right on top of Spectacle Rock. And a sword in Spectacle Cave. Holy cow.
Yep, Death Mountain is paying off.
There it is. Now, we still need that glove if we want to get into the Dark World and stay in the Dark World. I'm sure we'll be finding that around here shortly. And what would be even better is if they managed to find, well, I guess finding mids wouldn't be the greatest since they don't have the hookshot yet. Not that they would turn down finding the mids. Ooh, and we're going to see a bomb jump from MrBarrybondz here. Looks like he's got it. Nice.
That'll save you about a minute there.
It's a pretty easy one to set up. I highly recommend anyone. Like, it's a very rare use, obviously. Oh, and the lamp! Oh, wow. Lamp at the first chest at Aga Tower. Okay, that's cool.
Don't have to worry about dark rooms, and that helps you light torches. Now, since it's a Keysanity, though, you can't full clear Hera yet, though.
Yeah. They don't have the small key for Hera anyway, so they can't do basement, but trojandude can now go check that sewer chest, which could be big, and that also puts the old man into sequence as well. And the other thing is I could easily see MrBarrybondz putting off that location for a long time. The thing is, with the lamp, it's kind of a luxury item in the sense that it helps you see dark rooms. If you're competent enough and capable of doing dark rooms without it, then you don't really need it unless it's required as a fire source for lighting torches, like, you know, say fire rod. Oh, but fire rod is on the library, so it depends. If the lamp leads to like boots to lead the fire rod, then it's pretty important. Oh, and there's another sword.
So we've got our master sword already once they grab it.
Wow. That's another item that MrBarrybondz might miss for a while too, so really good options from trojandude here at the beginning. Needs to remember that mushroom though. And now I'm starting to get the feeling that they forgot to mark it maybe. Pause.
And that's the one place he's got left. And there's boots.
Wow. Okay. There it is. So that opens up Bonk Rocks. That opens up. That gets MrBarrybondz the fire rod. So that lamp suddenly not looking so valuable at this point. Now it is really just a luxury.
trojandude's going to turn in his mushroom. He'll have the lamp or the flute very shortly.
Bombs in another bottle. Yeah, you can just see how much of a time save it is knowing that little fake flipper to get up to the witch's hut. Especially when you don't have boots. And in Randomizer, you know, there's a lot of swings, but every second counts. I know we had one race earlier this morning that was determined by, I think it was a 38-second difference, and there is our glove and access to the Dark World.
Dark World's about our next... Well, we can do the back of escape, but otherwise Dark World's our next play.
Looks like it.
And looks like Barry's heading straight to the Dark World.
Gonna go straight, check the Hype Cave. Yeah, now that Barry has Dark World all access, basically, the prospect of going in... Well, actually, I stand corrected, because he could very well route up to Pyramid at this point, mirror, and then check Aga Tower and that sewer chest. So...
Get your hype index ready. How hype is Hype Cave today?
Come on, Hype Cave. Give us some hype for once, please. I beg of you. I'll wait. I'm waiting. Still waiting. I'm still waiting. One more chance. There we go, okay.
Alright, those silvers save Hype Cave for today.
Saved. I was actually hoping... You know what would have been more hype? 4 compasses. Not gonna lie.
I would have been laughing.
I would have preferred that. Alright, well, this
is not going to give us info from the bomb vendor.
Yeah, this is an interesting choice. It's... You're not losing that much time by checking, and just having that prior knowledge is always pretty nice to have, so... Okay, he was grabbing hearts. I was like, big 20. I think you're good. Trojan Dude almost falling in that hole a second time on the way to saving the old man. So I don't think Barry saved the old man.
He did not. This could be big if it's something, if he has something.
Small key 2, Castle Tower. So that opens up that second item in Castle Tower. So that actually works out conveniently for Barry if and when he goes and checks that, because now he'll be able to check both chests, while Trojan Dude would have to double check.
And just takes the old man's supply of bombs. That might be what started the avalanche. He might have put some bombs up there.
Could see that. He's an angry old man. He lives in a cave. Come on, digging game. What do you got? Quit holding out. Oh, that's pretty good. Health is still kind of scarce at this point.
Yep, they're still in green mail, so early hearts help.
And Barrybondz about to pick up his fire rod here. Trojan Dude about to pick up his Master Sword.
So with that fire rod, Skull Woods is completable now.
That is true. That is one of those dungeons that does not require a big key in order to complete, similar to Swamp Palace. Except Swamp Palace is kind of... The small key for Swamp is now the big key for Swamp Palace. So...
Let's see what Barry decides to do once he hits the Dark World.
All the keys that you need to clear Skull Woods are in... either in pots in the dungeon or off that one Gibdo, so... Yeah, and Trojan Dude also seen here, not utilizing that bomb jump in Spectacle Cave, having to walk all the way around and just all these little time saves here and there can make a big difference in a race, so...
Barry is hitting right into Skull Woods. 8 chests in here, let's see what we got. That's a smart move by Barry, skipping that first chest because you didn't come back around to go through the room with the guaranteed key.
Yeah, and then you could also avoid the pits that are created when you pick up this chest when you're coming from the top.
So this room always has a guaranteed key because if it did not, you would soft lock yourself and have to save and quit out.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only forced small key we have in the game right now. And so people don't like that. I think it's a good call. And there's the ice rod. All right. Both rods in hand. When are they going to add a dual wielding mechanic like Link's Awakening? I want to be able to wield both fire and ice rod.
I think you're going to need someone to mod the game at this point for that to happen.
I want Twin Rova in the game. That's a cool boss from the better Zelda game. I'm just kidding. This is my favorite Zelda game. Skyward Sword. Okay, now I'm really kidding.
That's about the way I'd handle those Gibdos in there. Just light them on fire and get them out of the way.
Yeah. It's one of the few times that Boomerang is actually useful, is the ability to stun them. Only Big 20 and Barry utilizing this bomb wall right here. There is a full magic refill.
While Trojan Dude grabbed his boots, he's gonna go through Paradox Cave now, get those 7 items.
All right. So, what do you think? You got 9 hearts. You got fighter sword. Green mail. You think you go for the Mothula fight, JP?
In Barry's
Easy.
case, I think it's okay because he did grab a blue potion while he was at the potion shop. And there's a hook shot. Wow.
That alone is worth it.
Yeah, because he grabbed that blue potion, I think he can make this play, take the chance here.
I mean, of course, Barry is one of the runners that is actually quite good at this game. So I could easily see him even doing this with less hearts than he has right now. But Mothula can kind of bamboozle you. He's kind of a weird boss.
Yeah,
and by weird, I mean
runners,
broken.
Even the best runners will get caught on Mothula.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The biggest trick on Mothula is to get behind him so you can keep him out of those spikes.
Yeah. Sometimes people with Fighter Sword only will elect to just use Hammer instead. If you're brave enough. Oh, but man, I think all three of those fire red shots did nothing. That one did something. So this is Oh, here we go. We got some Hammer. Now, Hammer deals Temper Sword strats, but once again, knocking him into the spikes doesn't really do anything. But see how easy that was? He died so quick. But GG to Barry. Getting his pendant. Alright, so we know where two pendants are now. Skullwoods and Thieves Town. So the rest of the game, it's all about where's that last pendant. Because as soon as you know what all the pendants are, then you can kind of start routing accordingly. But then again, this is Keysanity, where all dungeons are required usually.
And it's Desert and Eastern are the 5-6.
Wow. That is some good info. So good he wanted to read it twice.
I think Barry has picked up a map or two, but he hasn't done a map check yet.
I know we saw one for Meyer, which I believe is a crystal. I did see that earlier. Gonna be checking what's on the Bumper Cave, having that cape in hand. Powder? Well, you have to go for it now. Yeah, because I mean there is the fake powder glitch, but you had to use the mushroom in order to get the flute to progress to this point. So you're like, do I need that? Oh yeah, I do need that.
Yeah, a lot of runners, if they didn't need it, would probably skip it, but because there's that one location it opens, you gotta grab it.
Yeah. Gotta check that bat. And conveniently, when he does make his way to Village of Outcasts, he will be able to route in that. Though having the mitts would be a little bit better too. But gonna be checking Bonk Rocks, North the Graveyard. Checking Lumberjack quick. Alright, this is a good call actually. He does have one of the Castle Tower keys, so it seems like a good play to go ahead and check this. Trojan Dude drawing a picture for us. What is that? Name that. It's a whale.
That's a good guess. That was a quick check. I could not get what Barry saw there.
It is a heart piece, so nothing of value. But of course, we still have that second chest in Aga Tower that might be required. We know for a fact, based on logic, that that lamp is required to deal with dark rooms like Pod, Misery Mire, Turtle Rock, so... Big key in the Bonk Rocks is for Turtle Rock, so good value there. And Trojan Dude picking up their Fire Rods, saving and quitting. So probably gonna go check the back of Escape at this point. Maybe Bonk Rocks first. Nope, alright. I could easily see Barry finishing out this trip here. Well, he doesn't have Hookshot, so he could Hookshot over to Catfish and check Zora, or go into the Light World and hop down and check back of Escape, where Trojan Dude is right now.
We haven't seen Back of Escape yet. Let's see what we got.
It is a small key for Dark Palace, 50 rupees, and a big key for Ganon's tower. That's had to do a double take.
That's hopefully not going to be trolling our runners today.
All right, well that's huge. That's very huge. Having that knowledge that you might actually no, it's pretty much you just get to go straight through G Tower. Of course, later on we might still be looking for like a sword upgrade, depending, but for the most part, we're gonna have a go mode G Tower.
You gotta have the bows, so they'll get the bow at some point. They'll have at least master, and they'll have silvers, so that's a pretty good setup. The one pitfall here is if Barry puts that off, and he might just forget about it eventually.
Yeah, that's true. He's kind of I don't know. It's kind of a trend to, well, he did at the front of Escape. I don't know, putting off Hyrule Castle and Aga Tower and back of Escape. There's the mitts. So that's really convenient. Being able to not only do like Blacksmith, Peg Cave, but now even more conveniently being able to do Bat Cave, Purple Chest, all that stuff. So.
By the way, we just got a map check from Trojan Dude, and Misery Mire is our last pendant.
Oh, it is a pendant. My mistake. I looked at the map wrong. Alright, we do have our Thieves Town play, and we don't have that small key to check the big chest. So we'll see if Barrybondz decides to just go straight for blind, or mirror out and come back later. Probably one of the more useless small keys is that Hyrule Castle one.
It's great if you get it early, but after like 15-20 minutes, you don't really want to see it.
Yeah, it doesn't do much for you because most of the time players will just do the front half and then do back of Escape. Trojan Dude pick it up there. Ice Rod. And they're going to be making the play up to Mothula to get that hook shot. So now with hook shot and mitts, Barrybondz will be able to go up and do the rest of Dark World Death Mountain. Get some information about what they need for Turtle Rock. Do Spike Cave? Maybe.
Spike Cave isn't logic. You got the cape and the hammer. I'm wondering if we're going to see an early Turtle Rock play, because they're only a Kingdom Samaria away from getting up there.
That's true. And with only 2 small keys for Turtle Rock, there isn't really that much you... Well, you do have the Fire Rod. So it's not enough to get to... Well, hold on. Let me do my math.
You can't get to Trinex, but you could get to Laser Bridge if you use your keys right.
Yeah, you're right. You'd have to skip that one chest in the middle. For the time being. So that is possible, but who knows? Maybe they'll find... Well, we still have to find Kane, so we gotta hypothesize about that once we do that. Small key 4, Dark Palace. So I think that puts us at 2 Dark Palace small keys.
Actually, I think that might be our... Nope, you were right. There was another one found.
But yeah, Trojan Dude found one in the back of Escape. So still 1 and 1, but Trojan Dude picking up that hook shot here shortly, and I feel like, the nice thing is they're gonna have a little bit easier of a Mothula fight having that Master Sword. But at the same time, Barrybondz made it look pretty easy using that hammer.
The other thing is, like, this Trojan Dude doesn't have much magic. You can get a little bit on the way here, but you're going to probably run out of magic before you get to Mothula, so you're going to have to use your sword.
Unfortunately, he does have the lamp, so he can... Ooh. That looks so wonky. You know what? If you could pick up a pot, or like a bomb, or the Samaria block, and carry that over portals that go between Light and Dark World, I feel like if you're holding that up, you shouldn't be grabbed by the Wall Master. But that's just my 2 cents. Now, I would... my suggestion right here for Trojan Dude, when you go back to watch this, is use Ether. It kills them instantly. And it'll save you time, and maybe a few hearts, and a death. That's unfortunate.
Look, you got Barrybondz taking on Blind. This is about the easiest fight you can do once you learn the script.
Yeah. And fortunately, the sword difference doesn't really make... Well, it doesn't make any difference in this fight for the most part. But also, it's not giving Trojan Dude that much more of an advantage. But yeah, Barrybondz finishing up Blind, only getting some more money. But that green pendant might come in handy. Interesting. Trojan Dude is... probably going to go back and check that Castle Tower chest now.
Yeah, it must be.
This is a very interesting choice. Well, first of all, save and quit out of Skull Woods. And small key for Meyer. When you still have all of, like, Village of Outcast to check, skipping on the mitts. And I also highly recommend, if you're going to go ahead and head back here, just to route up, go to the Dark World, route up to Pyramid, check the Pyramid, and then Mirror, and check this stuff. It'll save you a little bit of time.
Yeah, because you can mirror right up next to the door, and that's really helpful.
Mm-hmm. So you don't have to go through the castle or anything.
Barry playing the pig game right now.
Oh, a little bit off. What do we got? Anything of value? It is a big 20. So we got 20 rupees of value. And the second chest in Castle Tower is a small key too. Misery Mire. So pretty much useless.
Yep. Misery Mire, you'd like maybe one small key going in, but beyond that, you can clear it without having any. Well, except for the big key.
Right.
And that's big, or Swamp Palace small key.
Which we know is required. So, of course, he can't go there yet because he does not have the flippers. But it's a good find for MrBarrybondz. And the nice thing also is because of how he routed the Dark World, since he went from Hype Cave to Digging Game, he'll be able to just flute away from here. He doesn't need to retain that Dark World portal. And because he doesn't have the book, he doesn't have any reason to retain the Dark World or being in the Dark World to check bomb boats or anything. Big 20. Nothing of value.
I think there's 27 of those in the game?
20. You were close. 28. At least in... No, yeah. Something like that. So let's talk about, as far as we know, we still need the bow. We need the cane. We need the flippers. Barry still needs to get that lamp, technically. And
we might need a medallion. We don't know yet.
Yeah. He will be able to go check the Mire area next. But it looks like he's electing to go back up to Death Mountain, sequence break to get his bombs from the old man, and probably check the Dark World Death Mountain locations now that he has that hook shot.
Well, I think while we got a minute, we probably should tell our viewers about Keysanity for anybody who's not familiar with it. Keysanity is basically it's like Randomizer, except that included in the pool now are all the keys, all the maps, all the compasses. It's a much bigger pool of randomized items. You could find about anything in any chest at this point.
And I must also amend that statement by saying, when he says all the keys, he just means the keys that you normally find either in chests or on torches, like the big, the torch in Desert Palace has a small key on it. That's part of the logic too. It does not consider or does not shuffle keys that you find underneath pots or inside dungeon enemies like the Gibdo in Skullwoods or the Pokey in Turtle Rock. So those always stay the same. Yeah. But yeah, it makes for a very wacky randomizer compared to open and standard, where it's pretty straightforward. You make one huge gamble and that's it. In Keysanity, it's like the whole goal of like open and standard is like, all right, how many dungeons can I go mode? In Keysanity, it's like, all right, how many dungeons can I not double dip? That's that's like the goal.
Alright, and get the Super Bunny check here.
A map for desert. A quake.
By the way, for anybody who's curious, we call it Super Bunny Cave because you can get to this cave with a small glitch and without the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, it's a very rare sight to see, but it does come into play. We saw a lot of it in our first tournament last year.
I think that was Bombos to get into Turtle Rock.
Let me double check just to make sure it is.
I guess it could have been Bombos or Ether. It was.
Yeah, it looked like Bombos. Small key for Skull Woods. Might as well just toss that in the hole. At this point, that is useless to bury. So Hype Cave and Hookshot Cave, both having a lot of compasses. Other than that Quake Medallion, this has been quite a bit of a bust for Barry. And electing to not check Spike Cave. It's like a trip back into the Dark World. We still haven't seen Pyramid, Catfish. I'm surprised. Well, he could. I guess if he had like the big key to desert, he might go check the Mire area. Maybe he's waiting to find one of those before heading in that direction.
We also have that green pendant. That has something.
Oh yeah, that's true. He could check that on the way to going into Pod. But with only one Pod key, it doesn't seem like a very valuable play to make. But this might be his Pyramid into Aga Tower check, so he will be potentially finding his lamp as well as his Master Sword in here. Small key. 2. Alright.
That might be all of our Skullwoods keys at this point.
It's just... it's funny.
Just a quick other side note here. If anyone was curious, MrBarrybondz also used another little glitch on those stairs. It's a speed up glitch, where basically, if you use a sword spin or a hookshot dash on the stairs, you'll get a glitched speed.
Yeah, basically if you dash like at the same frame or maybe one frame after you use the hookshot or let go of the spin, it sets up this crazy super speed. You'll see that a lot in like Death Mountain, there at the Pyramid. You know, outside the entrance to T-Rock, going to G-Tower. But especially Death Mountain. That's where it's used the most. Trojan Dude, gotta be careful. Elected to use that cape just to survive this blind fight. Good work.
Well, Barry's gonna pick up his Master Sword here.
Except he's not gonna see it. Yeah, a little quick note there. If you have the boots, if you dash, there's like a little torch on the right side where that small chest is. It's easy to see when you're looking at the actual map with the lights on. I believe if you dash into the torch, the knockback from that dash, the bonk from it, will put you at the right set of pixels to just walk up and open the chest.
It's a good piece of information to know. He could have also elected to use his fire rod to light the torches if he really needed to.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get lamp, and I think...
I believe it was a Meyer small key up here.
Yeah. But this little routing choice of just waiting a little bit longer is allowing Barry to, you know, he's gonna make a little bit more time up on Trojan Dude, who went back and double-checked this chest. Trojan Dude now going to be getting their Swamp Palace small key, which is important, but doesn't do anything for him yet. Having missed the powder on Bumper Cave, though. Not going to be checking Bat Cave this time, but... if he ends up finding that later and then going back, he's going to lose a little bit more time doing that. Interesting. You know, we still haven't seen, like, Zora, Catfish, and this is still a very low-value play unless, like, Sahasrara or... I mean, he can get to two chests in pod, I think?
2 chests. No, 3 chests you can get to.
3. The one at the beginning... one on the bridge, and the one you drop down to. Had he gone to Back of Escape, he would have 2 pod keys, and he'd be able to check at least Dark Maze. Or no, not Dark... well, with a hammer jump, Dark Maze, but at least the 3 chests on the right side, so... yeah, Green Pendant only holding some bombs, and we saw there Barry leaving Kiki behind. I think it just has something to do with the iframe, the iframes you get from mirroring back. You gotta wait a little bit, otherwise Kiki just doesn't show up because you're invincible or something like that. It's the way I see it. All right, so Barry needs this to pay off, but at the same time, we're kind of running out of options for our next progression item, so we gotta find like the flippers soon.
I kind of don't blame them for putting those off, because whenever I go up to Zora, I like to have those flippers so I can hit the ledge, the waterfall, everything at the same time.
Yeah, it's all about these little time saves you can find. Double heart piece. Well, he gets a full refill out of it. Trojan Dude about to pick up their Skullwood small key, another useless one. All right. Moment of truth. What do we got here, Barry? It's a big key for Hera. All right, that's something.
Opens up 3 more chests, or 3 more locations to check in Hera.
Looks like that's where he's going to next. So, you know, at this point, I could see flippers up there. I could see... well, he still has the whole mire and desert area to check out when he gets the chance.
Meanwhile, it looks like Trojan Dude might be making the catfish play.
Might be. Probably picking up a potion here or something.
Yep, heading the catfish, and he's got just enough rupees for Zora as well.
Alright, let's see what Tower of Hera has for us. We still need a few more items. We still need some big keys. Maybe Catfish has the answer? Ooh, that's big! What is it? Swamp! Alright, well...
not quite that big. But give
yeah,
you a
that's...
big chest at least.
yeah, it's just one item. Leads to one more item, but we still don't have access to it, so... oh, there's the flippers, alright. That's pretty huge. That opens up Ice Palace, and Swamp Palace, as well as all the flipper lock locations, so Hobo, Waterfall Ferry. And we saw Desert Zora Ledge only had bombs, and Trojan Dude not realizing that they still didn't have those flippers yet.
I think that if those flippers, I think that might make Swamp Palace fully clearable now.
Yeah. But that bears the question, do you really want to go full clear Swamp Palace right now? And just a map to Thieves Town for your 500 rupees. Well, that would have been nice. Except we already knew it was that because of Sahasrara telling us, so you're useless here, buddy. Yeah, Barrybondz taking out Boldorm, and that is our first crystal of the race. At 55 minutes in. That sounds about right. That's Keysanity for you. So Barry's still electing to not check Spike Cave. Going to be making either a trip into... Probably not. This is probably the Hobo Waterfall Fairy check. Or it might be straight into Ice. Wow, okay. Straight into Ice. Skipping out on Overworld.
So he does have the big key. He can get there normal way, but he will likely bomb jump.
Yeah, if you can bomb jump, you should bomb jump. And I couldn't tell what Mire was. Oh, but we got a book in Mire Shed. So that's 2 more locations that just opened up for them. Let's find out what we got over here in Checkerboard Cave. It is... God. So many fetch quests. I think it's like all these checks could be the right answer, so... And all it takes is for one person to find one right answer, and then a big swing. But, okay, it is Quake, which we did find in Super Bunny Cave, so Mire is available to Barrybondz as soon as he goes there. He does have the big key as well, so he'll be able to do everything in Mire except kill Vitreous.
It's not a bad check, because you can get 7 chests if you go in there. But let's see what he gets out of Ice Palace first.
Yeah, Master Sword, Cold Stare. It's not that... Oh, there's the Cane and Desert!
So now this also puts in a scary thought. With that cane, you can complete the last pendant dungeon.
That's...
Will the pedestal come into play?
That's horrible. Nobody wants to do pendant dungeons.
But at this point, the game's almost pointing you that way. You
Yeah,
don't
I know,
have a
right?
lot to clear.
I mean, fortunately for trojandude, he does not have Quake yet, so he can't check it, but he'll be getting Quake here soon, as well as checking that Ether tablet. And, yeah, we'll find out what the next play is for him. Now, that Tower of Hera... Where was that Tower of Hera big key again?
That was in Eastern. Or not Eastern, sorry. Pod.
Pod, okay. So he needs to make the play into Pod to go get those flippers in Tower of Hera, since they are required. But yeah, at this point, we're looking for the bow, we're looking for bombos, and then I guess all we have left is some big keys and small keys, maybe. Still need the big key for Pod, Eastern, and Desert. And still need some small keys for Pod, T-Rock, and yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, Ice Palace not really showing up today. Haven't really found anything of value. I mean, unless you value a plastic shield, I guess that could be kind of important.
I don't think many people do value that, unfortunately. That's an odd play by trojandude, jumping down.
Yeah, that's much slower. I don't... What? Just go in the... Yeah, you just go in the cave right there, right at the hookshot cave, and you save a few screen transitions. But whatever works. He's going to be picking up his Quake medallion here. Another map for Turtle Rock, so nothing yet in here. Just got the big chest and Cold Stare left to check. Fortunately, this is a crystal, so this is required regardless. Which probably explains why Barry went ahead and did this one first, because nobody wants to full clear Swamp Palace.
Trojan Dude's gonna get disappointed by that hookshot cave.
The compass cave. I mean, if only it had like something as good, like tempered sword at the end of it, because like hype cave was compasses and then silvers. Hookshot cave could have been compasses then tempered, or something like that.
Alright, Barry's about to take on Cold Stare. This is going to be interesting because he's going to have to use up all of his magic on just melting the ice. So, what will he do? He go Master Sword or Hammer?
I could probably see Master Sword initially to get him popped up in the corner, and then hit him with Hammer combo. Oh no! Okay. Getting hit by that icicle is really bad, because then you lose the opportunity to hit him into the corner and then wail on him. But we'll see if Barry will be able to take advantage of this. He has Green Tunic, so these Cold Stare clouds do a lot of damage.
Get another potion. That helps.
Yeah. Yeah, this fight can get out of hand so easily. Oh, that was weird. I don't even think he took damage from that Fire Rod shot.
Especially the Green Tunic, because I think those Cold Stare hugs do 4 hearts of damage in Green Tunic.
Yeah. And it's easy to forget when he's playing with this sprite, the Pink Ribbon Link sprite, that he does not have. Because I look at this and I'm like, oh, it's just like Luigi, how he turns pink when he has a red tunic. Like, nope, no.
But he does get a second crystal.
Oh, Trojan Dude, I don't think you're gonna have enough. No. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, if he would have had plenty of time if it weren't for the 2 bonks. And as someone who has died in Spike Cave before, it hurts. It hurts a lot. Alright, what does the hobo have? Blue tunic? Well, that would have been nice. See, this is why you always fake flipper to hobo, at least, at the beginning of the game. You never know what useful item he might have.
Barry's heading into the Mire area. See if he checks desert and gets that cane.
I'm curious if he would opt to go into Mire over full clearing Swamp Palace.
Looks like Trojan Dude's gonna make the play into Mire.
Alright. Yeah, unfortunate taking a death, or not death, well yeah, taking a death, but taking a hit, and also this setup, you gotta remember that Quake does not kill the pterodactyls, so he's gonna take another 3 hearts of damage here.
Made into Mire, you can always take a death warp now and get some hearts back if needed.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't have the powder, so he can't hit up some antivirus for some free health. So he's gonna be a little careful here, especially with that one room where you have to like go through the spikes to bring up the chest. But of course, he does have the cape. Oh.
Yeah, that's rough. But at least it was near the beginning, so it won't.
Yeah.
Much. Well, Barry could clear out desert right now. Can't get to the right side. He doesn't have the small key, but he can beat Landmola.
Wait, when did he get the desert big key?
I'm not sure, but
was that nice? I missed that. Well, that's yeah. Go desert. It was a nice. Okay. Well, that's good because that leads to another crystal. He doesn't have the small key to check the 2 chests on the right side, but who knows? Maybe Landmola is holding the next valuable item. Yeah, interesting. We'll see if Mire ends up being required in this seed. We're still looking for Eastern Palace Big Key, Bow, Bombos. Oh, that's a nice find. Nice little blue pot there. As well as technically more keys. Well, not technically. We do need more keys for Pod. We need at least 1 more key for T-Rock. Small key 2. Dark Palace. Nice. So when Trojan Dude eventually makes his way over to Pod, he'll be able to check a couple more chests. I don't know if Trojan Dude knows the hammer jump. I recommend, since Keysanity is an advanced game mode, it is definitely worth learning some of the more advanced techniques, like the hammer jump, or even something as simple as like the water walk, stuff like that. Land Mole giving him not the best pattern, so gonna have to do it in 2 cycles, but still having plenty of magic to kill him with Fire Rod, so good work.
It doesn't look like our Desert paid off, but it does get his 3rd crystal.
Well, technically, it had the Cane of Samaria, so...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So it did, yeah. But here's the question. Does he go into Mire? I'm kind of, at this point, expecting T-Rock to have, like, a vanilla small key or something.
Looks like he will go into Mire.
I was wondering if this was a Mire check or a checkerboard cave check. But I don't know if he already checked it. The checkerboard cave check. Did he?
I don't think he did.
Oh, and I think... Was that a bomb slug death?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, those guys do so much damage. It doesn't make sense for the enemy type to do... I mean, I guess it's no different than the grasshoppers in Thieves Town, which do 2 hearts of damage in Green Tunic.
There's so many little vermin in this game that do so much damage.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Trojan Dude taking a lot of extra deaths in Mire, in Mothula, or not in Skull Woods. Every time, all these little time losses here and there. Though until he goes to Pod, I think it's safe to say that Barrybondz has quite a tremendous lead at this point. Even as simple as looking at the difference of crystal pendant completions. Yep, Barry did pick up the Cane of Samaria in Desert Palace.
Well, I got a second. I want to thank our tracker Cyclone for handling the tracking duties. It's a thankless job, but we're glad that they're there to help us out with this.
Shoutouts to the trackers. My name is Brewers Fan. My name is Will J. Bradley. For those curious.
And I would be Brewers Fan JP.
All right, so let's see what Trojan Dude. Wow, so there's going to be quite a bit of a syncity going on here in Misery Mire, but it looks like Trojan Dude did not go back to the room that Barrybondz is in, so not yet.
A couple pod small keys in here so far, so
a couple dark keys.
Some value.
I mean, yeah, for the logic, definitely required. But oh man, unfortunately for Trojan Dude, missing that the broken bridge, you're gonna have to leave these rooms just to reset them so you can go back in. So, and you can hookshot across. That's the easiest and fastest way to do it. You actually do have enough time to dash there and get around before the bridges start falling. And Trojan Dude opting not to go check a couple of those chests. All right, so
I think you might have
got Vitreous is holding on to like the bow, I guess. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like fighting Vitreous without the bow sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It's terrible.
Yeah, no bow, green mail, master sword.
Yeah,
that would be an ugly fight.
So, shout outs to runners that can look at a situation and think, I am not capable of doing this, so I'm going to go do something else. Because there's nothing worse than seeing runners put themselves in a situation of just constantly running their head into the ground, dying over and over to a boss like Vitreous or Mothula. Some people can clutch it out, but you know, you gotta realize, you gotta set your ego aside sometimes and realize, like, I am not capable of doing this thing right here. So, and because of that, Trojan Dude is going to be heading into Pod and getting that Hera Big Key, which will lead him to Flippers.
Meanwhile, Barry is gonna take a chance and go after Vitreous.
And this is also coming from someone who has gone into Skull Woods thinking, 6 hearts, green male fighter sword, I got this, and then dying to Mothula 3 times. It's you gotta know your limits, or you gotta be willing to go buy potions.
I've done similar things. I've stubbornly tried to kill one of these bosses when it was way outside of my skill level.
Yeah, and of course, I believe Barry, I think both players actually have a green potion still, maybe? I know there was a blue potion on the bridge, so you could just throw on the cape and then do dash strats or slash or spin strats on Vitreous, stand back, use the potion. So they have the tools to do it. But yeah, we'll find out from BarrybondZ side if it was worth the trouble. And BarrybondZ just saying, whatever. I'll just do D-boosts. I'll just do it NMG style.
Well, in NMG, at least you have tempered.
Yeah, true. But in NMG, you have half the amount of hearts, so...
Alright, now hammer strats on a bouncing eyeball.
Oh! He does have a fairy. He has a fairy, it's fine. But... oh, God. It's one thing where it's like, you know, you go for it, and then like on the 3rd try you miss or something, but just the initial, just immediate death is pretty funny. But that's hammer hitboxes for you. And that just goes to show how, not only, I mean, oh, that's huge!
Vitreous required.
Oh, that's very unfortunate for Trojan Dude, but who knows, maybe he'll find... Well, there's a small key for Desert. He also found a small key for Turtle Rock. Maybe he'll find the bow in here, and then he'll be able to make that fight a little bit easier.
Looks like Bear's going over to get that shovel now.
Yep. Man, that's another pendant Vitreous required. In my seed I had yesterday, Vitreous was a pendant, but it was holding the ice rod. So... it's just one of those things where it's, you know, these... In Keysanity, the chances of it being all dungeons in some certain way, certain degree, is much, much higher. Especially when you have all these, so many more items that are required.
And yes, chat, Pet is in play now.
Alright, and you saw on Trojan Dude's side, was trying to set up the bomb jump, missed it, went back into that previous room in an attempt to reset the falling bridge. Unfortunately, you'd have to go downstairs in order to actually reset it. If you're doing it from the top.
Well, get your hype up. Looks like Barry's going for it.
Is this the ped check?
Will he pull it blind or will he check first?
You better pull it blind, Barry. Don't you dare check it and then walk away. This is the guy that does the bird toss all the time. Like, this is his thing. This is his shtick. Oh, hell yeah.
Here we go.
Right. Good. Show me... Pod Big Key. Totally worth it. All right. Dude, that is... I believe that is a rupee horde right there.
Yep, that would be the rupee horde.
Shoutouts to GDQ. Alrighty, so what's the next play? He does have all of Swamp, but it looks like he's going to go ahead... Alright, well, let's see. He has the big chest in Eastern to check, and he does have... 2 more pod keys, or 1 more. So we can only check what we've seen on Trojan Dude's side, which included a T-Rock small key and a Desert Palace small key. 10 arrows. Come on, Desert, have something for us, please. Bomb upgrade. All right, so Desert Palace small key not holding up. Interesting that Barry's going for this choice as opposed to this is how much players do not want to full clear Swamp Palace. it's blatantly obvious. Nobody wants to go to Swamp Palace.
It's 10.
Well, especially because Barry still doesn't have the small key.
He has the small key. He checked he checked the blacksmiths.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have the big key.
Right. All right. Sorry. I was looking at the tracker. The tracker deceived me. Shoutstar tracker for deceiving me. Also, shoutouts to Tin Mullet for 4 months in a row. Thank you for the continuous support, my dude. It is Wednesday. Well, at least it's Wednesday for me. Alright, well, Trojan Dude finally making their way up Tower of Hera. We'll be getting flippers and either gonna... Well, we'll see. Maybe they'll elect to go to Swamp instead.
Looks like Barry's gonna set up for the hammer jump.
So this is good. He will be able to save a key and then potentially use that to check one of the single chest locations. Or he might elect to save it for even later, for if and when he hits go mode, and be able to do that. Skip right to Helma. Ooh. Close. Could probably have used a few more pause buffers. Oh no, I don't know what happened, but Trojan Dude took a mighty spill in Tower of Hera.
Might have fallen down like that pit right by the big chest. I think if it's in the right spot, you can lose a couple floors that way.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't bonk across. Alright, 3rd time's a charm for Barry. Come on, Barry. Do some more pause buffers. Is this the one? This is the one. He's got it. He's gonna get his... I believe it was a compass and I think a heart piece or a map. So he's gonna be so ecstatic to get those items after 3 attempts for the hammer jump. Hooray! Okay, so I think he was trying to hookshot across, but accidentally walked into it or something, maybe.
Yeah, and you'll have to Barry will have to come back there later to get that big chest potentially.
Yeah, I'm very curious the choices here. Going for these single locations or these smaller locations. Would you have all of Swamp, since Barry does have the Swamp small key that he got off the blacksmiths?
Yeah, it's only 1 chest. Unless this is a vanilla bow, he can't do anything else in here.
Nice use of sword beams to take out those 2 Stalfos real quick. And Trojan Dude gotta be careful here. Flailing wildly, hoping Moldorm walks right into that sword. Oh no! Oh wow. Nice. Was that the bow?
I think that was a 20.
Unfortunate. Alright, what's the next play? It's gotta be Swamp.
Swamp or Turtle Rock? And he's going to Swamp.
Yeah, he's going to Swamp with that Swamp Palace small key that he definitely has. Or Bo's probably going to be in, that bombable hut or something. The bomb chest.
Oh yeah, good point by Chet. He doesn't have bombos for Turtle Rock yet.
Spike Cave. Heart piece. That's heartbreaking for Trojan Dude. Though he did get a full heart refill, so that's kind of nice.
Though he loses that when he resets.
Well, I mean, he got, I think he got a new heart container.
Well, yeah. Yeah, good point. Shoot.
There's the ball! Oh, Swamp Palace. Should have gone there first. People really don't want a full clear Swamp Palace.
It just takes so long to clear it.
It does. Well, all he needs to do is find Bombos and pod Big Key, and then I believe that would be Go Mode 4 Barry, based on his key counts. Because I'm assuming he did save that small key in pod, so he'd be able to go straight to Helma.
Oh, there is one thing Barry still needs. He never got the GT Big Key.
Oh, you're right. That's pretty important, especially with it being so easily accessible in the back of Escape. Let's hope he doesn't forget to get that at some point. Oh, could you imagine if he just went for the GT check and like full cleared all of GT basement looking for the big key?
Oh, man, that would be so painful. You'd just be beating yourself up as a runner if you did that.
I mean, it's not a bad option though. It never is.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, it's 22 chests in there you can check. It's always a good option if you can get into it.
Yeah, and Barry has been skipping a few locations here and there, like Spike Cave, and that one, so... Yeah, Trojan Dude opting to go back to Mothula. I guess...
Yeah.
He might not know he doesn't know it's a pendant. That's the thing. That's why. Because the only reason we knew it was a pendant was because Barry beat Mothula and got a pendant, so he might be thinking this is a crystal.
I think Barry just got the Skullwoods map here in Swamp.
Oh, that would do it. And of course, Trojan Dude does not want to go to Swamp, because nobody wants to go to Swamp House. Nobody wants to full clear Swamp. Oh, and unfortunate for Trojan Dude, running out of magic in this the long hallway with the torches, so being forced to use that magic potion. Hopefully that will be enough.
Beating that hand nicely. That hand can even grab you, even when you're falling down that hole. I found that out.
Yeah, it's really stupid, but it's definitely a thing. Alright, let's see this Mothula fight. He needs Mothula to come down a little bit, and he is just coasting along the top there. There we go. There's some movement. Ooh, gotta be careful. Small key 2. Oh, there's Hera Basement. Oh, come on, Trojan Dude, you got this. Bringing out the blue pot just to be safe. It's better safe than dead. Oh, that's the worst. You use that and then you kill him in one more shot. But at the same time, only green tunic, so like one of Mothula's shots would have insta-killed him. So I think it's a safer play.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
Yes, always. Yeah, unfortunate. Only getting a pendant out of that. Probably gonna opt to check pedestal at this point.
Yeah. It might save him a little time, but unfortunately Vitreous is still required, so not going to save you a lot.
Well, hopefully Trojan Dude makes the play over to Swamp next so that he'll have silver arrows for when he eventually has to go back and do Vitreous.
Surprisingly, both of our runners are still on Master Sword. We haven't found another sword upgrade yet.
Yeah, and well, there's always a sword in Swamp Palace. Always. Did I say sword? I meant boomerang. So who knows? We might see players opt to. I don't know if Barrybondz would do this, but you know, if they get into G Tower, oh, there's Bombos. So there's item go mode right then and there, sitting in Swamp Palace.
Barry just needs 2 big keys.
He needs the big key to Pod, big key to G Tower, and then he's good to go. He can skip the chests in Palace of Darkness, as well as, yeah, and in Turtle Rock, so he doesn't have to. So he has all the keys he needs for that. But yeah, if you're Barrybondz, what are you thinking about right now for that G Tower big key? Are you just assuming it's going to be? Well, I don't know.
There's still enough left that I don't know if I'm assuming that yet, but once I get that Pod big key, I might. It's going to be really tempting to go mode and get to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah. I mean, until he finds that Pod big key, he'll probably go ahead and check some more Overworld locations after this fight. But if Argus ends up giving him that Pod big key, did we actually see the Waterfall Fairy chests yet? I know Barrybondz swam up to Hobo, but I don't know if he went and checked those.
No one's gone to Waterfall Fairy yet.
Okay. Pod. Skullwoods. Okay. That's the worst. You're like, come on, man. I just needed the Pod big key. Or for Barry, G Tower. Oh yeah, you saw over on Trojan Dude's side, he bonked into that bomb hole. It is kind of confusing why the game is designed in such a way that certain walls can be bonked and certain walls can be bombed, but can't be bonked.
Especially when they both leave the same size hole.
Yeah. I mean, you'll see some doors that have like a weird like circle around them as well. So it's kind of a clear sign. I know you see that in like Palace of Darkness that you can bonk them, but then you get like the one in T Rock, which I don't think does. So you're like, why? I shouldn't be able to bonk this then. It's graphically different.
Yeah, it does not make complete sense. So, got Barry heading up to Turtle Rock. Now, we only got 3 keys, so...
Yeah, it's going to be interesting what he checks along here. He'll probably go ahead and opt to skip that middle chest in Turtle Rock and just focus on getting to Laser Bridge and killing Trinex and hoping, praying that he finds a Pod big key and a G Tower big key along the way. But yeah, for the most part, it was... So you had to go... So the blacksmiths held the Swamp Palace small key. You had to go to Pod to get the Tower of Hera big key, to get the flippers in Hera, to go into Swamp, and Hookshot was in the back section of Skull Woods in order to get... Well... Yeah, in order to get Bombos and the bow in Swamp Palace, as well as a crystal. So, interesting pieces to the puzzle. And Barry could easily be walking out of T-Rock in go mode. Well, except for that G-Tower big key, so he needs to go to the back of Escape and get that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else you can find in Turtle Rock that's gonna really help.
Yeah, he might find Tempered Sword.
That'd be the biggest thing. Almost missed that last torch.
Wow, double bombs. That's a rare sight to see. I think we had a race earlier today. Actually, I think it was Andy's race. Both the chests in Pyramid Fairy were 300 rupees, and it made me laugh. It made me laugh out loud. I don't know why, I just thought it was really funny.
Fairy Hoarder?
Basically. Alright, so there's a good chance that Pod Big Key's going to be in here. If it's not, we do have Tower of Hera Basement, Skullwood's Big Chest. We have...
Oh, Barry's having some trouble with these chain chomps.
Ooh, he's got to be careful there. Whew, they do a lot of damage. I think other than that, maybe like a small key, or maybe in one of the chests in Pod, but the likelihood of a vanilla Pod key. Oh my gosh, what if Pod, the big key, was actually vanilla in Pod? Because I don't think they checked that first chest in Pod, or the vanilla big key chest.
They haven't had many keys, so they haven't been able to check much in there.
Oh, that would be delightfully devilish.
Well, Barry is going to check this chest.
Oh, wow. Interesting choice. No payoff. So he's... I wonder if that was an error, because he's not gonna be able to beat the boss now.
Yeah, he can't get to Trinex unless he's got a vanilla Turtle Rock key.
But at the same time, you know, he's still looking for G-Tower Big Key. So that was probably... and Pod Big Key, so, you know, he was probably more concerned about that than about just finishing the boss. But, you know, if he doesn't find that vanilla small key in here, you know, he's gonna have to make a trek all the way back to check that, or to take out Trinex. Which, I guess isn't that bad, since you gotta come up here anyway to go to G-Tower, so he can just route that in. But, you know, if you have to end up going, like, Tower of Hera Basement to get a Turtle Rock small key, that would suck. That would not be great. Speaking of not great, Argus fight with Master Sword is just, it's not fun. You saw on Barry's end, he was hooking two of them at the same time whilst charging his sword, allowing to take them out simultaneously with one sword spin. It's a little tricky to do, because if you accidentally poke them, that doesn't do any damage, and then all of a sudden they're like slowly running away and you gotta charge your sword again, blah, blah, blah. But 2 slashes is good enough, and trojandude going for spins as opposed to going for silvers or fire rod shots. It's a little bit slower, but also effective.
So trojandude gets Argus down, and that's going to be his second crystal.
Yeah, and I could easily see him probably going to Ice Palace next. Though I'm sure he's probably hoping for a better sword at this point. I mean, we're always hoping for a better sword, in general. Though it is kind of fun to see those rare sites where players go into G-Tower with only the fighter sword.
That's fun, because you're just hoping you get another sword, otherwise you gotta go do more checks after G-Tower.
No, definitely.
Alright, will laser bridge pay off?
Arrow capacity upgrade. Small key 2! Dark Palace, that's huge. Just a map to Eastern. Big key to Pod. There it is.
All right.
Oh, that sucks though, because now he does have to go back to fight Trinex. Now he has to find a T-Rock small key, so he just added more work to more required items. And
yeah, that's a bit rough. So
yeah,
where is that fourth Turtle Rock key now? That's gonna be on our minds.
And it could easily be where trojandude is going right now, Hera Basement. And the thing is, though, it's not a bad play, because we've seen progression items at that middle chesting T-Rock. It's a risk, of course. But, yeah, that one choice can easily make or break a run.
So,
fortunately for Barry, he does still have quite a tremendous lead at this point. It really comes down to when he makes his way into escape to get that G-Tower big key.
so Trojan Dude's dodging. Probably doesn't know the iframe trick here to just be invulnerable the whole time.
Yeah, there's a few cool things you can do here. You can use the cape and just hold onto the wall, and you don't waste any magic. Or you can hit the switch and then stand on top of the blue blocks and just stand there and wait for it to finish out. Small key 2, Dark Palace. Okay.
Well, here's another interesting thing. Barry does not have enough keys to get everything. He'll either have to leave a chest behind, or he'll have to wait on Helmasaur.
Well, he did do a hammer jump.
But he did unlock the front door.
Oh. Right, because he did that the first time he was here. Unless... Oh, Thieves Town small key. That's gross. Well, let's see what he does.
And Trojan Dude's gonna make the play into Turtle Rock now.
Well, it looks like he was going to go back and check one of the other chests, but it looks like he's going straight for Helma. And until we find that T-Rock small key, this could be an interesting play. But I think at this point we do know where all the pod keys are, maybe? Because there's one in Hera Basement. I think there was there one in Ice Palace? I want to say yes. But that's why, as viewers, Keysanity is so much fun to watch. Because you can watch a player completely throw it away by checking one extra chest. I'm kidding. That's not fun to watch. But, I have high hopes that he'll find that Turtle Rock small key here pretty soon. And we also haven't seen those two chests in T-Rock, or Palace of Darkness, so he might opt to go back in and check. Otherwise, it's, Skullwood's big chest, Thieves Town, Bombo's tablet.
There's so many remote single locations you can check at this point.
Yeah. And for him, there's still Spike Cave as well. One silver, and he is dead.
Barry will likely mirror right after this and go take out Armos.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is once he takes out the Armos Knights, that also opens up Pyramid Fairy, so that's still 2 more chests that he has available. Now, if I was Barry at this point,
Barry,
wait, what 3 chests does he have left to check?
He has the big key vanilla chest. He has the Harmless Hellway, and he has the big chest.
True. Okay. Looks like he's gonna go check the big chest first. Do we get to see another hammer jump? Oh.
You have to, otherwise he's gonna need 2 more pod keys.
I remember one time in a race. Well, wait, let's see what this is. Big 20. I remember one time in a race, I had that middle chest in T-Rock. I skipped it initially, and I actually... Oh, that's unfortunate for Trojan Dude. Not getting the iframes from the switch in time and getting bopped by the gets super bobbed, because he still is only on green tunic. He has not been to Hobo to get that blue tunic yet.
At this point, I might just consider using the cape and trying to do it that way.
Yeah.
So sorry, where were we going? What was your story there?
I saved before going up to T-Rock, and I went all the way back just to check that middle chest. And when it turned out to be nothing, I did a hard reset just to get that key back. And you know, with Keysanity, sometimes you gotta take advantage of those. Oh god, Trojan dude, you madman! You gotta take advantage of those. Oh no!
Oh man!
Chain chomps are the worst. Almost as bad as hammer jump.
Both of our runners are suffering right now.
Oh, darn, that sucks. I was so excited for a second, and then it ended up being a G-Tire small key. Yeah, nice use of sword slashing, sword buffering to get that 1 pixel movement down for Barrybondz to set up the hammer jump since he was a pixel off on the second pixel perfect lineup. Chain chomps, round 3 for trojandude. Already down to 1-hit KO, gotta be careful.
I think this is round 4.
Round 4? Alright. Oh my gosh.
Come on, just use the cape at this point.
Yeah, it might be a little bit faster. Especially because sometimes those Samaria blocks can be a little wonky. Like you're trying to walk past him to, you know, not get hit by the chain chomp, but instead you end up pushing the block and you're like, no, I don't want to do this. And then you get immediately bopped by one of them.
Finally gets up, but only gets a compass for his troubles.
It's got to be frustrating. Yeah, Barrybondz had already been in Eastern Palace, so we already saw the big 20 that was in the big chest. Yeah, depending on what Armos have, we'll probably see Pyramid Fairy coming up next. But he's got to be kicking himself right now, checking that one chest in T-Rock, thinking, oh man, I could have been done. Could have been done with this seed. But then he's still thinking he needs that G-Tower big key, so...
Will Trojan choose to make the same check?
Yeah, that's the real question. Oh, please don't get touched by I think those skulls do like 3 or 4 hearts in with green mail.
I believe it's 4 hearts.
Pokies also do 4 hearts. So...
He's not
small key 4! Turtle Rock, there it is.
So Barry's likely heading straight back up there, and he's going to go to G-Tower, which we know is not the right play.
So yeah, this is actually probably more bad for his certain situation, but at the same time, he's got to be relieved, thinking, good, I don't have to go check all those stupid locations. But until he makes his way over to the back of Escape, which it does look like he's going to go do that, so we might actually see that full clear of G-Tower Basement, which is actually... very exciting as a viewer.
So, I mean, Barry's got a good lead, so he's probably still good, but the thing about when you're running these is you don't know where your lead is. And after he gets through Ganon's tower and doesn't find that key, he's probably going to be really on edge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure everyone's done research on their opponents before the race starts, so... And, I haven't like looked at average times or anything for these Keysanity races, so he might have some prior knowledge on his opponent before the race, which may lead to him doing some of these more weirder plays and skipping stuff. So who knows? We'll have to ask him. But I mean, and unfortunately for trojandude, the amount of deaths he's suffered throughout this entire run has definitely cost him quite a bit of time.
I mean, yeah, you could definitely do the research, and you might feel a little bit better by that. But at the same time, it's you take an opponent lightly, and that can really bite you.
Oh yeah, should never underestimate your opponent, because who knows? They might just have the race of a lifetime and blow you out by like 30 minutes. So, but yeah, for trojandude, he still needs to go back and kill Vitreous to get that Eastern Palace big key. And he is fluting away.
Didn't put a laser bridge or anything. Huh?
Okay, I think I know what he's doing. He's buying a potion, then he's going to go back. You can actually go back.
Except he's not on the ledge you can go back to.
Oh, right. You can't drop down in a Mimic Cave.
I'm guessing that's what his plan was, but he didn't.
Yeah. Nope. He's just straight up bailing. He doesn't have the T-Rock Big Key. Okay, that's why. So, where was that then? Desert Big Key is in here, in Ice Palace. T-Rock Big Key...
I don't remember either.
I don't either. I should write these down. It's really hard to remember. Like, I'm pretty good at remembering a lot of things, but after an hour and 45 minutes, with the amount of things you have to remember, it gets a little bit tricky. But, yeah, BarrybondZ making their way back to go fight Trinex. Now, we will get to see some Master Sword / Hammer strats on the Trinex fight, which is always fun.
I think it's like 8 or 9 Master Sword slashes versus 4 or 5 hammer hits.
I believe it is 5, at least on the Fire Head, since the Ice Head you can get, you do damage with the Fire Rod a little bit. Oh, sweet dash there. I always like seeing that one. But yeah, the thing we were talking about is if you go to Laser Bridge, bomb through the back door, you can actually set up a portal that you can drop back down into from the Light World later. Oh, and Barry going for backdoor hammer strats. You rarely see this. But it looks like he's doing pretty well with it. Also getting the timing right to switch items before the explosions start.
Yeah, this is definitely shows a lot of practice here. I've tried those backdoor strats and I have not been able to hit them yet.
Yeah, we actually saw him practicing this fight before the race started, so that was really crisp. Gotta give it to him for that. That was good.
I get those hits in before only the middle's available.
Nice work. Very nice Trinex fight. And now he gets to completely whittle away whatever acclaim he has by full clearing G-Tower. Which is going to be great. I look forward to this. Who knows? He might find a Tempered Sword out of this, so, it's not the worst. There are 22 chests coming up, guys, and I gotta ask you, amongst those 22 chests, which one of them do you think the Tempered Sword is going to be in? Get your guesses in now. 0 is also an answer.
I'm gonna go with I'll go with 15.
15? 15. Alright. We'll keep an eye out. We'll see how this goes. Oh yeah, I guess there... Well, no, there is 22.
Yeah, because you can't open the big key chest.
Yeah, 23 would be the big chest. It's a rare situation to go into G-Tower and there not be a big key in here, so... Only in Keysanity. So trojandude did pick up their big key for Desert, which is required. Wow, double maps, nice.
That double maps, double compasses. They've been putting these little things together.
I love it. It's hilarious. I'm trying to remember where that T-Rock big key was. I don't think it was in Ice Palace.
Yeah, I don't think it was either. Was it in Desert?
Maybe? I don't know, maybe it was on Landmolars. Ooh, trojandude, please be careful. Wow. I say be careful, and he uses his iframes to just walk right through the red jellies to hookshot across. The madman. Oh, and here's the nice thing. I don't have to do any work counting, because the game counts all the chests for me. So we're already at 6. So next is going to be chest number 7. I love Keysanity. It's great.
Oh, and trojandude takes him to death, but he did grab a fairy.
That's good. Well, there's chest number 7.
I have to remember that in the count.
Okay. Barry mistaken his mirror for a hammer. Mirrors out to the beginning. Fortunately, not at a very inconvenient location, so didn't lose that much time.
I think we've all kind of made that mirror mistake in the past.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll never forget the time I accidentally mirrored out of Mire in the dark section, thinking I had the cape out. That sucked. Castle Tower. Hey, we can do Aga now. Erna. Oh, magic was the stunned enemy drop. Nice. So for those wondering, the G Tower Big Key is not in here, so this is all for nothing for Barry. It is in the back of Escape, which they had access to as soon as they found the gloves in Paradox Cave? I want to say. I think it was Paradox Cave. Maybe.
So long ago now.
JP, help me out here.
Oh, where'd they find those gloves?
But good use of hookshot in that one room.
Yeah, chat confirms it was Paradox.
All right, cool. Oh, there it is. Tempered. So 12.
No, actually, it was 13.
Oh yeah, 13.
Didn't grab the torch.
I'm scrolling up. It's already scrolled past. I don't see any. Oh, SeaTac 2. Or maybe someone before that. I don't know. Whoever said 13, you win. Great. Let's talk about this race. Let's see this Cold Stare fight from Trojan Dude. I'm sure he has a blue potion, because I remember seeing him buy it before going to Ice Palace. He does get the setup to put him in the corner. Wails on him with the fire rod. Drinks that blue pot. Oh, that Cold Stare. He's making a beeline right to him. Switches the lamp by accident. Fire rod out. Just a few more hits. Oh, nice. Nice double right there. That's good. Oh, good patterns, too. Oh, wow. Those Cold Stares are actually working very well. You can get the doubles or triples with the splash damage. Man, you could do work. Whoever guessed 13 wins a free trip to Palace of Darkness. But you don't get a lamp. And the bathroom's in Dark Maze. So good luck. And the kitchen is in the turtle room.
That's not a trip I want to take.
Enjoy! Fire shield.
He's just got one chest left he can check, and that's tile room. And he's not going to even check it.
And no. Alright, Barry, what's the next play? Looks like it's probably going to be either Ether Tablet or Tower Para Basement.
Oh, Trojan Dude's gonna pick up that blue mail. That's gonna be such a relief for him.
So let's do a little bitty baby recap. Right now, Barrybondz is just looking for the G-Tower Big Key, which we know, because Trojan Dude already has it. It is in the back of Escape. So until Barry makes that one play into back of Escape, it's gonna give Trojan Dude a chance to catch up a wee bit. Looks like Trojan Dude is gonna go ahead and probably head to the Zora area. We haven't actually seen what is at the Waterfall Cave. As for Trojan Dude, they still need to go back and kill Vitreous to get the Eastern Palace Big Key. And then, as well as find the Big Key for T-Rock, which I don't remember where that is. Oh, wow, Tempered Sword. So there's a sword in Waterfall Cave. Woo! So if you guessed So based on Barry's routing, he might end up getting a gold sword out of this.
I think the thing we want to see right now is him save and quit and go to Sanctuary.
So this might be a trip to Right Side Desert.
We knew Right Side Desert is... there's nothing there.
Yeah, it was arrows and bombs, or capacities, or whatever. Trojan Dude now with the big key for Desert Palace will be able to check this chest and then take on Land Molas. Still needs to go into Mire, but after this, unless they find the T-Rock big key, they don't really have much options left. Yeah, and the other bad thing is, like, with locations like Back of Escape, that's easily just one of those things that you just 100% forget about.
Right. He honestly might assume he already checked it.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is, like, if it's one of those locations you check early, because right now, the only indication we'll know that he's going there is with a save and quit, since that's the fastest way to get there. He's going to go check Pyramid Fairy now, which he does have a Hyrule Castle small key, unless he goes and check Bombos, but he might check Pyramid Fairy, Mirror, and then go through that way. Nah, that would be slow. He wouldn't do that. Yeah, we do have the small key to go check the big chest in Thieves Town. We have the big chest for Skull Woods. I don't know if he doesn't have any more pod keys, so he can't check that one chest. Which, if he somehow, for whatever reason, ends up going to pod, would be a quadruple dip pod. Since, I believe he went in there once, and then he went in there again when he got a second pod key. And then the third time he went in to complete it.
Yeah, that's a quadruple dip pod.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? This might be the shovel check. I don't know if he's... No, we have seen Circle Bushes, so this is the shovel check.
Yeah, we have not seen shovel yet.
And looks like Trojan Dude is probably going to go check the Swamp Palace, or the Skull Woods. Why do I always do that? The Skull Woods big chest. And then... let's see what they do next. This might also be Barry heading to check the Thieves Town big chest. Oh my gosh, this is... oh, this is insane! Okay, good. Pyramid Fairy. Far more efficient choice. The thing that sucks is, like, in his mind, I mean, well, just in general, that big key could literally be anywhere at this point. Except up G-Tower.
Can I ask a question, chat? Pod big key was on Laser Bridge.
Yes.
And Barry leaves the bomb behind.
No, he's setting it up. You can, if you screen wrap right as it hits 0, it just respawns the bomb behind you. It's a little risky because if you fail, you have to go back and buy another bomb. But when you have almost 1,800 rupees, it's a bit of a non-issue. Yeah, hopefully coming into this area, Barry will remember that he has not checked the Back of Escape. And looks like Trojan Dude's going to be getting the powder, and we'll probably go check Batcave right away. Hey, you gotta remember to take out that pterodactyl before you lift up the rock. Small key 2, Ganon's Tower, 50 rupees. Terrible. Alright, probably gonna be Catfish next. And then he'll probably end up getting his gold sword out of this.
Did he go to Catfish? Because I don't know if he went, because I thought there was a big key in Catfish. Oh, it was the Swamp big key. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, which might send him back in the swamp. Hopefully, for his sake, he'll check Catfish, Mirror, check Pyramid, or check Waterfall Fairy, and then either save and quit, go to Sanctuary, go to Escape, or do other stuff.
Yeah, right now, both runners are kind of just trying to find that one item that gets them to the next step.
Yeah, and we're also trying to remember where the heck that T-Rock big key is. G-Tower! Swap. That's actually really funny. Sorry, Barry.
Yeah.
As a player, you know exactly how they feel when that happens.
Oh, yeah. There's his gold sword.
All right, so basically now we just we wait. We wait until they make the right moves.
Save and quit, maybe?
This could be it. No.
You faked this out for just a second there. Those are frustration slashes right there.
Yeah. Oh, he's staring. Oh, you never want to see that when people are staring at a map screen. Oh, he might have just remembered. This could be it. Is this it? Is this it? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I think he remembered.
Come on, Barry. Go right. There you go. He remembered. Oh, the rage is gonna be so real at this.
Dark Palace. 50 rupees. Big key.
And he just... I think he's just there in disbelief at this point.
It's only funny because of how early these players had access to this location. And I'm curious, we'll have to ask him if it was literally just him forgetting, or if it was just him putting it off until now. And fortunately for him, it's not going to be enough to cost him the race. Had this been against probably... Well, I don't know. Had this been like in maybe round 2 or 3 of the Swiss, or it depends. Depends on the opponent. But that right there is a play that costs you the race by like 30 minutes, pretty much.
Quick note in chat: Hiei just gifted a $4.99 sub to Runner Watcher.
Yo, Hiei, thank you so much, dude. All right, so Barry can now go ahead and head up the gauntlet. He's got a gold sword now, so at least out of all this, he's still got some more firepower. Basically, the only item we haven't seen yet has been the red tunic. So at this point, it'd be safe to assume it's probably in the gauntlet.
Yeah, I don't think Barry's gonna check another chest, so we probably won't know where it is.
Yeah, and unfortunate for Trojan Dude, heading back into Pod without either big keys for Eastern or Pod. So, for those wondering, Eastern Palace Big Key was on Vitreous, Pendant Vitreous, which Trojan Dude elected to not fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, Trojan Dude's run's been marred by 2 big gambles: not fighting Vitreous and not going to Laser Bridge.
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, we're still looking for that T-Rock Big Key, which I don't remember where it is, so couldn't have gone to Laser Bridge if he wanted to.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, which I had forgotten as well. East Town Small Key?
And Hiei is really generous right now. He just gifted another sub to Game J06.
Yo, Big John.
Is it J08? I'm not sure.
For anyone that hasn't watched some of the Daily Races VODs, Big John has joined us for commentary a couple times, and I gotta tell you, it's a very good time. I highly recommend watching them on our Speed Gaming YouTube channel, where all the VODs for all the races get uploaded daily. So usually they're up within a day, depending. We have a lot of amazing people in charge of highlighting and exporting and stuff. So shoutouts to the SG crew as well as all the volunteers that help us out.
And we're getting the subs in now. We also have Savage Potato and X Nolan X making Twitch Prime subscriptions.
Yo! Yeah, Barry heading up the gauntlet now. 3 hearts, gotta be a little careful. Probably elect to powder this bunny beam right here. Or no, just gonna go for it. Come on, man, you got the gold sword. You could do the funny fight. My favorite way to fight landmolls, but... Ooh. Fortunate the third landmoll going left. Just barely missing that 1 cycle, but clutches it out with a 2 cycle. Quick landmoll 2. Shot in the back there.
Barry's got to be careful. He's only at 2.5 hearts.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Trojan Dude making the play to go check that Thieves Town big chest, getting the small key from Palace of Darkness. We already know that this is nothing progression and nothing required since Barry did not go there.
It's another trick that's worth learning in that room, how to hit all 4 of those at once. It's actually, you actually have to place the block to your left and then swing up right.
Yeah, you could also place the block to the right as well. Either side works. But, yeah, it's a nice little quick kill to deal with those guys. Yeah, Barry's got to be careful. He does have blue mail.
These lasers would one-shot him if he gets hit.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a mirror shield, so...
We can make it to two more rooms. We'll have 2 fairies anti-fairies he can powder.
Yeah, so really clutch play from Barry, getting through, finishing out the gauntlet, getting through Landmolus 2 and the rest with only 3 2 hearts. So that's good. That's really good. So full on hearts, full on magic, taking on Moldorn 2.
Just need 2 slashes here.
Nice. And only a heart container from the big chest in Thieves. Not even sank heart. And Barry having everything he could possibly need to finish out this run. Skipping out on every chest possible in the gauntlet. I mean, he already checked 20 chests in this dungeon. He really doesn't want to check anymore.
I think he's about ready for this run to be done.
Yes. Eh, not the friendliest of patterns. Oh, especially getting that blue ball right there. Oh, and it looks like Trojan Dude is finally making the play back to go fight Vitreous, so...
I think that's 1-2-0-1 so far.
Yeah, this has not been a very clean Aga fight, but finishing off strong with that final phase. And MrBarrybondz will be our first player heading into the Ganon fight. With Gold Sword in hand, it's only 6 slashes per the first 2 phases. And then the scripted 4 slashes while he breaks down the corners. And then just 4 silver arrows, and that'll do it.
What wisdom does Ganon have for us?
Oh.
No wisdom, just a fight.
Oh, and BarryBondz styling it up, using dash strats to take out phase 2. That always looks so nice.
Yeah, when you get nailed at, that's so pretty looking.
Halfway through phase 3, just gotta hit him 2 more times. Got a incoming fire bat. Oh, nice dodge. Missing the torch glitch, but that's not really important because he's going to set up a triple raid here. No!
Oh!
Barry. That's the risk. That is the risk that happens when you try and go for that.
Oh, man. I mean, you gotta just wonder how he's feeling at this point.
Not even going to grab that safety fairy there. But yeah, that's the thing is, like, if you intentionally miss the torch glitch, you can light the torches in just so a way that you can set up a triple with the silver arrows, but you got to be a little quicker, otherwise he's going to spawn on top of your head, as we saw there. So
Trojan Dude makes quick look at Vitreous as Barry goes in for round 2.
once again, going for the dash strats. And then, yeah, another nice thing to use is if you have that hook shot, you'll often see players have the hook shot out for this fight because there's a lot of hitboxes he's throwing at you sometimes. And the easiest way to dodge those hitboxes, if you're not quick enough, is just to use the hook shot. It'll give you invincibility frames, and those fire bats will go right through you.
Plus, it's efficient because it's the last thing you have out after Moldorm 2 and after Aghanim.
Mm-hmm. And if you're in a pinch, you could also use it to shot yourself to the torches to get away. Will he do it again? Looks like he's going to go for it again. All right, only going to get a double out of this, but he's not risking it again. Oh, nice pattern, though. And there you have it, Barrybondz taking out Ganon. And as soon as he enters that doorway, we will have a victor for this race in the Link to the Past Randomizer Keysanity tournament, brought to you by Speed Gaming. Swiss round 1. Congratulations to MrBarrybondz, finishing first place with a time of 2:12:18. We will get him in here so he can talk about how trash this seed was.
Yes, good game to MrBarrybondz.
Yeah, over on Trojan Dude's side, picking up the Eastern Palace big key from Vitreous, and now heading to go take out the Armless Knights. Still looking for that T-Rock big key, which I'm still just struggling to remember where it was.
I don't think any of us can remember where it is at this point. This seed has just gone on too long. Which is funny, because it's felt like a longer seed than it's been. I'm just trying to see right now if we can get Barry in here for an interview.
And with that victory, he sub-gifts MrBarrybondz to Speed Gaming. I'm going to try and use my brain for once and figure out where that T-Rock big key is. So the question is, what has Trojan Dude not done? Purple chest? No, he did purple chest.
Trojan Dude's heading back up to Death Mountain.
What's the play here? I don't think he has much he can do, unless it's to check that one chest in T-Rock.
That's the only thing he can really do up here.
curious if he skipped anything within like any of the dungeons.
Looks like we got MrBarrybondz in the waiting room.
Hey, yo, MrBarrybondz, GG. How was that?
Thanks.
How was that for you? How you feel about that? About what happened there at the end?
Not too good. That's the first time in history I've never checked the back of Escape, and I remembered it really late.
I'm assuming it was a muscle memory thing. You like, oh, I already did it or something, or it wasn't by choice that you put it off until the very end, right?
Yeah, like generally I'll check it as soon as I get gloves, and I guess I must have just skipped it.
Yeah, we were wondering. Well, I was particularly wondering at one point you were checking like Bonk Rocks, King's Tomb, North of Graveyard if you were gonna head right in to finish out that route, but at the same time you would have lost your portal doing so. But yeah, fortunately for you, it didn't cost you. It cost you a lot of time, but it was not significant enough to make a difference in this race. Now, Barry, we can't remember. Where was the T-Rock Big Key? Do you remember?
I actually do not remember.
Because right now, that's what Trojan Dude is missing in order to go get the Pod Big Key.
I feel like I got it really early, though. Like, I had it for a long time. Like, I had access to Turtle Rock for a long time, but I needed Bombos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That sounds about right. I think he did have that key pretty early.
Huh. Well,
Just can't remember where, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I basically full cleared the seed, like...
Oh, yeah. That sounds like Keysanity. We were... I guess, overall, other than missing that G-Tower Big Key in the back of Escape, that checking of the chest in T-Rock cost you quite a bit of time as well. I mean, it wasn't a bad play, because you were still looking for Pod Big Key and G-Tower Big Key, but it forced you... Well, fortunately, the last T-Rock small key was somewhere relatively convenient, wasn't it? Wasn't it at Armos or something? Yeah, so it worked out in the end, but still, like, could have been a big difference maker if it ended up being in like Hera Basement or Thieves Town Big Chest or Skull Woods Big Chest, something like that.
Yeah, I actually did not mean to go through that door. It was like muscle memory that I went through it. Usually in Keysanity, I'll skip that.
Yeah, I think a lot of players often do, especially if they're going into T-Rock without without all the keys. Because of course you would have been able to full clear or beat Trinex and get the crystal and be done with T-Rock. But I guess after Armos, would you have gone back into T-Rock looking for the G-Tower Big Key since you had assumed you had already done the back of Escape?
I mean, that probably would have been like the last thing I would have done.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to Skull Woods, check the big chest, and then go to Thieves Town to check the big chest. Or sorry, yeah, this big chest because I needed the key and I found it. But then I remembered the back of Escape.
Yeah, we were waiting because like you can always tell when someone's going to a Sanctuary and Escape because they save and quit because that's the easiest way to get there. So every time you kept on mirroring and fluting away, we were like, all right, keep waiting for it. And then I was like, all right, maybe after Pyramid Fairy, he'll be in the area and he'll be like, Hyrule Castle. Oh wait, let me, something like that. So
yeah, I usually do it so early. So yeah, I completely slipped my mind. But you know what? You were talking when I was there, like doing King's Tomb and all that. I thought about doing it then, so it was on my mind there too.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh no, I'll just S&Q and do it later.
Yeah, it's really easy to trick yourself into thinking you already did something. I think I had a seed once where because every time, if you end up having like a Death Mountain route where you go hook shot to the right to East Death Mountain and then hammer to get to Hera, it's like, all right, after Hera, I'll go to Spiral Cave. Well, for some odd reason, I didn't do it, and then I never went to Spiral Cave, and of course the myths were there, so it's just one of the things where there's so many things you have to remember in Randomizer that it's really easy to think, oh no, I already did that, right? So, but yeah, kudos to you remembering before going back and checking some of those awful single locations. We did see Trojan Dude check the Thieves Town big chest. It was a heart container. I don't remember what was in Skull Woods. But it looks like Trojan Dude is probably stuck at this point. Because he doesn't have that T-Rock big key, and that's the only thing he needs right now, but...
Man, I just cannot remember where I got it.
I know, right? Was it somewhere Light World, maybe? Like,
I'm pretty
Ice
sure,
Rod Cave?
It may have been. Did he check Ice Rod Cave?
No, I thought Ice Rod Cave was checked. I'm just trying to go back to the video on demand right now, see if I can figure out where it was obtained.
I mean, it could have been something as simple as, like, forgetting to check Lost Woods. Oh, no. No, he's gonna go check Lumberjack Cave, probably. Oh, Bonk Rocks!
Oh, was it Bonk Rocks?
He never did Bonk Rocks! Oh, no!
Oh, yep, there it is.
Okay, there it is.
Dang.
That sucks. But that happens. I'm assuming it's the same thing that happened with the Bag of Escape for you.
Oh yeah, these things do happen. Especially in like this. This seed felt kind of trolly. Like a lot of things were all over the place. Like I think I got big key to EP off of Pendant Misery Mire.
Yep. Off of Pendant.
How did you feel?
Off of Vitreous, especially. Which, you know, Master Sword, no bow. You did have the cape and potions, so it's not that bad. Though hammer strats on the big eyes, not always the easiest, as we saw.
How did you feel after that pedestal pull?
I thought that was funny.
we did too. So Barry, is there anything that you'd like to go home and practice for your next race? I can think of one thing.
Check the back of Escape.
No. Hammer jump.
Hammer jump? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, the hammer jump. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I messed that up so much.
I was thinking, like, did I say something? Did I misspoke? Yeah.
Yeah, usually I can get it, like, pretty easy. That was pretty bad.
It's those 1 pixel movements that are really annoying. It was nice on I think it was the second time you were there, or maybe no, it was the first time. You did get the nice little sword buffer to move 1 pixel down to set it up correctly. And I personally don't do sword buffers yet, but you know, after like 30 pauses, you're like, oh, come on, just work, please, just work. Don't make me work, just work.
Yeah, the sword buffer is tricky because it's supposed to like move you 1 pixel down, but it doesn't always do it.
Yeah, maybe if you like set it up from the top, like coming from the top of the room, give you plenty more time so you can use sword buffers to try it out. Because that's the nice thing about pause buffering is it also pauses the bridge from falling, so it grants you a little bit of extra time.
Yeah, pause buffering definitely helps. Hammer jump is a lot of practice, really.
Definitely. But yeah, overall, I felt like the seed was pretty straightforward until the very end, looking for that pod key, the desert key. I guess the worst thing was probably that Eastern Palace big key at Vitreous. But any reason in particular why, other than because nobody wants to full clear Swamp Palace, why you put off Swamp Palace for so long?
There wasn't really a particular reason. I actually thought about it, and I probably should have gone there sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, usually I have no problem going into Swamp Lake. I don't hate the dungeon by any means.
Right. I mean, it's not like you not going there sooner was like a bad choice or anything. It just, in this seed, of course, a bunch of stuff was in there.
Yeah, getting the bow early would have helped a lot.
Yeah, because I know you did make the second trip into both Eastern and Pod after getting the Eastern Palace big key and an extra pod key prior to going into Swamp. EP.
I went EP, and then oh man, I think I triple dipped all of them, really. Like EP
triple
and
dip.
pod.
Yeah, you did. Because the initial EP at the beginning of the game. Yeah, we were kind of hoping on your trek to find the G-Tower big key, you'd make a quadruple dip into pod. I don't know if we've seen one of those yet, so we want you to be the first.
Well, we actually might see it from Trojan Dude, because I think this is his third dip in the Turtle Rock, and he's going to have to make a 4th. because he's not going to be able to get to Trinex.
He's got a key. He should be able to make
Oh,
it.
he does. You're right. Never mind. Oh,
Yeah, he got the T-Rock key from Armos, so. And he also did check that middle chest, so he's got all the keys for this dungeon. Fortunately, yeah, he's gonna end up getting his pod key here, and then he'll be in go mode. But yeah, any other thoughts about the seed overall, or any thoughts about what you're gonna do to prepare for the next race?
I'll probably try to not go so heavy on pendant. I mean, obviously one of the pendants is right because one of them had the EP key, but I feel like I spent too much time in some of them.
well, the seed kind of steered you towards pendants, which is part of the problem. Because the early progression was all geared towards the pendant dungeons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And was there anything of value in Thieves Town?
I don't think so. Other than the fact it was green pendant, so I was hoping that it would be worth there, but I don't think there was anything of worth.
Yeah, I don't remember there being anything in there, really. And then, of course, we got the hook shot in the back of Skull Woods, which is very, very useful. There might have been a few small keys here and there. Those runs are a little bit harder to keep track of, but yeah, it's so hard to do a Keysanity without it ending up being in all dungeons regardless.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty lucky in some of the seeds where I've got like a 140. So 212 feels pretty bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, it definitely would have been, I think you were at 155 when you finally finished everything and we're heading into G-Tower. So it could have been at least close to sub 2. But yeah, just some of those weirder placements of items and the late bow probably didn't help.
Yeah, I definitely should have gone swamp sooner.
Yeah, because that Swamp Palace small key words was at the blacksmiths. So, and fortunately, finding the Titan mitts right in Village of Outcasts made for routing that in a lot quicker. And yeah, especially since the route you took, you got the powder earlier, so you were able to do that all in one go, as opposed to like doing the blacksmiths, then going and seeing, oh, there's the powder, let me get that, then going back. Yeah, 212 for essentially a full clear of the game is still really good.
Yeah, 192 out of 216, I'm looking at that right now.
That's not too bad.
I imagine Trojan must have done it.
Huh?
I imagine Trojan must have full cleared too.
Yeah, he's gonna have except for G-Tower, he cleared a lot more other stuff outside of G-Tower.
Yeah, he'll get to go straight up to the gauntlet.
Once he gets in there. He still now has to go back and finish pod, but... Yeah, Barry, good luck. I wish you good luck in round 2. Hopefully we don't meet up in round 2.
Good luck to you.
I don't want to see that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a fun race to watch, so I thank you for letting us commentate. And for everyone watching, make sure, if you enjoyed these runners, to support them in any way you seem. Whether you want to follow them on Twitch and watch them there or whatnot. Or just keep on watching the speed gaming races and cheer them on. Either way works, so...
Yeah, thanks to you guys for the commentary. And our tracker. Or trackers.
Yeah, shout out to Cyclone GU for tracking this race as well.
It's definitely shout out to Cyclone.
Alright, so Trojan Dude, all I gotta do next, take out Helmassar and then can head right into G-Tower. Yeah, the real big issue, I guess, missing those Bonk Rocks costs a lot of time. Skipping out on Vitreous and then saving that until the very end. It was a gamble. Just unfortunate that didn't work out. We'll have to ask him if it was more so just wanted to take the gamble and risk it, or not feeling capable of taking on that fight, given the certain items. It's also funny with where the flippers were, how early these players could have had Tempered Sword. And especially if you had done the Water Walk glitch with the Moon Pearl, you could have had Tempered Sword right after Death Mountain. And Blue Tunic.
Yeah, there were a lot of safeties along that path.
But yeah, as for the schedule, this will be the last race of the night. So thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching us. The next race for the Keysanity tournament will be tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern over on Speed Gaming 2, as far as I see. That'll be a race between Lewd Dolphin and Lunchtime.
I think I counted earlier tonight. There's like 22 races in total tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big one. Gonna be a lot of double ups, a lot of stuff, a lot of 4-player races, which I know some of you aren't as big of fans of the 4-player races, but given the size of this tournament, it's kind of necessary. I'd rather have 4-person races than people not getting restreamed, and I'm sure most people would feel the same.
And shout outs to our whole team here, because I think we've been able to stream about every match so far.
Yeah, we've only missed a few. Like, out of the, I don't even know how many we're at this point. I think we've done... Wow, there's already been... This is our 57th race.
Actually, looking at the schedule, I can only see one that may not have been restreamed. Might have been actually a second earlier today. I'm not sure.
Yeah, fortunately, we do have a lot of volunteers helping out with restreaming. We'll try and get as many as we can on the Speed Gaming Network, but also make sure to check out and follow the ALTTP Randomizer channels 1 through 4, as well as Randomania 1 through 4, where we'll be seeing some more races over there. But for the most part, I think we've gotten a good chunk of them on the Speed Gaming channels. It's a lot of Zelda. It's a lot of Zelda. Oh yeah, there's a fortunate Trojan dude getting that spin in and not being able to hit him with the silver before he started moving. What you can do is if you pause the game whilst continuing to hold down the spin, well, actually, you pause it, switch to silvers, but you can actually interrupt your spin attack by shooting a silver arrow so that you don't have to deal with that.
Yeah. Trojan Dude picks up his last crystal, and now he can go up to G Tower.
And the only thing he's going to be missing out by not checking the basement is going to be that gold sword, which some people like having that gold sword. But I think he's going to be feeling pretty comfortable with silvers and temperate at this point. Probably going to be heading over to go buy a potion or two.
Yep, looks like a potion check here. Or a potion purchase.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than dying at like the top of the gauntlet. Having to do that all over again. Gross. Yeah, with this, I think that puts us at, like, past the halfway mark for the round 1 races. Because, I mean, we got 208 people, so that's 104. Yeah, that's math for you. 104 races for the first round.
Yeah, looks like we are past halfway points. So plenty going on the next few days.
And for this tournament, we are doing 5 rounds of Swiss. And then everyone that ends up going undefeated in the Swiss rounds make it into the top 8 of the bracket stages. And then, as far as I know, we'll have a tiebreaker race for all the people that go 4-1, where I think that whoever gets first in that moves on, something like that. So that'll be a fun tiebreaker race. It reminds me of the huge tiebreaker race we had in the Open tourney last year, where I think it was top 6 made it in to the brackets, into the group stages.
Top 6 out of 31.
Yeah. I remember that because I commentated it. It was fun. Me and Vitor. Or no. Me and Christos. That was a good one. Me and Vitor commentated one of the qualifiers. So.
This is a heartbreaking one too, because I remember one person losing it on a Ganon fall.
Yeah, I do remember that as well. Which, yeah. The worst thing is when you lose a race simply on a human error like that, like taking a death or taking a Ganon fall. If you lose because you picked the wrong chest, that doesn't hurt that bad. But losing because you made an error, it sits with you for a bit. But at the same time, it's a for fun tournament. There's really there's nothing else to it, just to have fun. So
yeah, exactly. Not winning anything beyond maybe a little bit of pride.
Yeah, at least in this tournament. In the other tournaments, you do get the glory of having your name put into the game, which is really cool.
Which, if you want to see, go to the Houlihan room next time and check out that panel.
Yeah, I don't even know if they've actually where Vitor hid the open tourney winner location. I don't even know if that's in the game yet. I should ask him and then do a scavenger hunt. I've also been dying to play through the game, like the English vanilla game, and just like talk to all the NPCs, because it's been years since I've done that.
Yeah, it feels so weird after playing Randomizer for so long to just go back and play the vanilla game in English.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just not... It's something simple as like not having like block glitches or spin speed just feels so weird.
I mean, there's NMG, but at the same time, we don't really still experience the vanilla game in NMG.
Yeah.
Trojan Dude making some good work through this gauntlet.
Yep. Tempered sword, using silver arrows. I'm curious though, so the only items we didn't see red tunic and we didn't see half magic. We know Kaina Burna was in the Stalfos room, and Gold Sword was in the Rando room. We also didn't see Mirror Shield, so...
We'll have to see if Trojan Dude opens these 4 remaining chests or not.
Also worth noting, as soon as you enter that previous room, the land molas start spawning. So that's why you see a different spawn animation. You see them already like almost all coming out as soon as you enter the room if you stall in that previous room. So what I was saying, what I wanted Barry to do is, because he had Gold Sword, and it's only 2 slashes with the Gold Sword to kill each land mola. If you sit in that previous room a little bit longer, you can get them all to spawn at the same time and just go in the center and like charge a spin. And then you can smack all of them at the same time. You might even get lucky enough that you can get a good pattern and kill them all in one cycle. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Kenny. Shouts to the OK guy, dropping some fat knowledge on us about what glitches actually do exist in the North American and EU version.
I think bomb jumps also work in both versions.
Yep. Are you saying I could YBA in English? Wow. I actually did my first YBA the other day. It was neat. I should probably explain what that is, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to give people ideas. Base, yeah, I don't even want to get into it. If you ever are bored, try drinking a potion at the same time you do a screen transition. That's all I'm gonna say.
Trojan Dude having a little bit of trouble in this room. Had to reset it. Looks like he's gonna get it on the second attempt here.
Now you do have a remarkable amount of time to light all the torches in here, especially if you have the boots and fire rod. If you just have the torch and no boots, you gotta be pretty precise.
It's worse if you just have a torch in this room.
Yeah, getting that one in the top right can be a little dicey.
No, Trojan Dude's not gonna check chests. Another resource I'd recommend for everybody, if you haven't joined already, is there is the Link to the Past Randomizer Discord. If you're not in that and you play the game, I strongly suggest joining that. You can find races there, you can find information about the game. Great community over there to get you going if you need it.
Yeah, come by, ask questions, bug everybody. It's a great community. One of the best communities I've ever had the pleasure of meeting and playing video games with. It's probably the best part about GDQ this year was getting to meet so many people from the community. So, yeah, Trojan Dude taking down Moldorn, only taking one fall, so they're losing a little bit of time there. Small key 2, Ice Palace for your Moldorn 2 chest. Trojan Dude trying to take advantage of the block clip there. If you hook shot right as the block is moving, you'll hook shot right through it. But if you're too late, it don't work.
He's at the Agate fight now. Let's see how he does.
Let's see if he has a better time than Barry did. Ooh, that was almost a good pattern for a double right there. Dude, these angles are so nice.
1 and a 2 so far.
I'm really liking the angles that they're going with. Ooh, fortunate one there. This should be it. No! Oh, and then getting a double. Or not a double, but like same frame.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
Man. There it goes.
That's Agate 2 for you. Trojan Dude going to be headed into the Ganon fight, which, without a gold sword, Trojan Dude now has to do 12 slashes for each of the first 2 phases before getting into phase 3. You can, if you get decent patterns, get some spins in, which of course do double damage. So, we didn't get to see it from Barry's side because he killed him too fast, but who knows? We might get one of the top right or top left sections. And he does have a blue potion, he does have the cape, so if all else fails, he can just throw that on and just wail on him. See, now that's a good pattern. That's where you go chill in the top right corner, and you can just spin 3 times to get all 12 hits in.
Yeah, if you go in that upper right corner, you won't get moved. You won't get bounced back by the spins. You can easily get 3 spins in, which will do it all.
Yeah, you'll get a double spin each time, since you're at just the right place to hit them twice with one with each spin.
Trojan's gonna use that potion.
Yeah, fortunate using a blue potion when at full magic.
Did get enough hits, so he's in phase 3.
But yeah, for most players, the difference between tempered and gold sword is pretty insignificant for this fight. But it is still nice. It could be a nice little luxury to have. Why, yes, I did. Thank you.
Trojan's gonna get the torch glitch. The trick to torch glitch is you basically light the left torch right after it goes out, but before the right torch goes out.
Yeah, and then you never have to light the right torch ever again. Alright, 2 more arrows and that'll put him away. Gotta be careful. It's got plenty of health. Yeah, I like Trojan Dude taking it extra carefully, having patience here. Nothing worse than taking a Ganon fall. That's gonna do it. Trojan Dude taking out the big pig, and as soon as he walks through that door, we will have our second place finisher and the end of this race. GG2 Trojan Dude finishing with a time of 2:45:07. We'll see if they want to come in and chit chat with us real quick. But yeah, for the most part, in this seed, it really came down to, for this race, a lot of unfortunate deaths on Trojan Dude's side. Missing those bonk rocks where the Turtle Rock Big Key is would have saved him a trip into T-Rock, another trip into T-Rock, and skipping out on Vitreous, missing that Eastern Palace Big Key. Also a bit of a time loss. But
we're going to get Trojan Dude in here in just a minute for an interview.
Nice. Overall, good seed. Wasn't too ridiculous. Overall, yeah, it was pretty Keysanity.
Yeah,
I'd say
for Keysanity that seemed all right.
Yeah,
I mean, I think the runners, for the most part, if there was any trolls, they trolled themselves more than anything else.
You played yourself. Yeah, this could have easily been a sub 2. Probably even like a 155, maybe. If it hadn't been for Barry's G Tower Big Key adventure and the extra trips into Eastern M-Pod.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's Keysanity, so you never know. But we're gonna pull Trojan Dude in. Yo, Trojan Dude, GG on the race. How you feeling after that one? Give us 1 second.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
So, I have words that I want to use, but they're not appropriate for the stream.
Fair
so
enough.
I'll sum it up in, I wish it could have gone a lot better than it did.
Mm-hmm. It, just some unfortunate deaths, some unfortunate choices, and missing those bonk rocks was, I'm assuming that was just did you forget about them, I'd say, or?
I didn't forget about them.
It was just a choice?
Before I got Titan's Mitts, I thought I had when I was near Sanctuary, I thought I had used Boots to bonk rock really early in the seed. So I skipped over them when I was going back for Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb.
Yeah.
So I didn't think to even double check it at the time.
Well, interesting enough, both you guys had one of those moments because Barry never checked or forgot about checking Back of Escape. And so did a full clear of G Tower Basement looking for the big key.
Wow, I'm actually very surprised considering, Barry is such a big standard and open runner. Like, that's usually something that most of those runners check really early. So that's actually surprising.
But that's how it works sometimes, sometimes that muscle memory messes with you. You're like, I'm so used to already checking this, so I obviously already checked it. And it happens to everyone, so...
yeah.
Especially with where the gloves were located, because... And at the same time, it would have been different had you guys found the glove, but still needed to find another thing to get into the Dark World. But as soon as you find the glove, you're like, great, Dark World access. So then you focus on that instead.
Yeah. I made sure to not forget about Back of Escape because I knew how late the gloves were. And I've always found value in at least checking the Back of Escape. I find a lot of good stuff there, so I said, okay, I'm going to do Hype Cave and South Route stuff in the Dark World, and then I'm just going to go check Back of Escape before I forget it.
Mm-hmm. I guess the other big thing was the Eastern Palace Big Key being at Vitreous. Now, was that a gamble of just skipping on Nvidia, or was it more of like, I don't want to do this right now?
No, that was 100% a gamble because I had Cape. So I could have at least gotten a good chunk of the start of the Vitreous fight done, and I had a blue pot.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have totally done Vitreous. I just decided I wasn't going to do it because it was pending.
We were wondering, and unfortunately, because you guys were both in Meyer at the exact same time, you were in there first, but Barry was able to catch up because of the unfortunate deaths you had in the first Wizrobe room, and then I think you took a death to a bomb slug or something.
Yeah, which I haven't died of that in forever.
Dude,
so
those guys do so much damage. So
I was sitting on green mail for like an hour and like 40 of that seed until I'm like, oh, I finished Ice Palace. I never did the flipper stuff. Let's just go do Hobo. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'll just get blue mail. So
yeah, it was kind of unfortunate / funny that one of the things I always like for myself, I'm like, all right, do fake flipper. Always do fake flipper, at least a Hobo, because you know it's a sequence break, but it might get you something. And like, had you guys done the fake flippers once you had the Moon Pearl to do the water walk to check, you would have had Tempered Sword and blue mail for like all of the run.
Yeah, and you know, I actually had thought about fake flippering to Ice Palace way earlier than I ended up doing, which would have actually, I think, worked out in my favor in general. I wouldn't have gone to the Waterfall Wishing, but I would have fake flippered to Hobo and then gone to Ice Palace. But that was like my major routing mistake. I did my first dip at TR when I could have full cleared Ice Palace, and that really, you know, that really made me suffer a lot.
Yeah. And then going back to T-Rock without the big key, just to check that one chest in the middle, was a bit of a heartbreaker. For the only real like big mistakes on Barry's side for your opponent was obviously missing G-Tower big key forever. But the first time he was in T-Rock, he had the means to complete it, but he used his last key that he could have used to kill Trinex to check that middle chest. So he ended up having to go and get the other T-Rock small key from Armos Knights before going back and finishing up Trinex.
Oh, did he, so he had 3 and then decided to go to that chest? Because that's actually non the logic, unless you have 4. Like,
the middle chest?
I'm talking about the vanilla big key chest. Yeah.
It requires 4?
I was in a conversation, I thought that there was something about you needing... I don't know. I thought there was something about it wouldn't put progression there unless you were able to get 4. So I don't know. I could be wrong.
I mean, the thing is, like, the 4th one was at Eastern, so technically they were able to get it. So it would have been within the logic. Oh, apparently it does. You know, I need to look up these things because I know like Helma requires 6. Apparently that one requires 4. Keysanity logic is super complicated.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That one I learned about the Turtle Rock big key chest for the vanilla big key chest requiring 4 like only like 2 or 3 days ago. Just in a random conversation on the Discord.
It's good knowledge to have. Might help you out in the future.
Well, it helped me on this because I skipped it until I was like, well, I don't have the big key. It could just be vanilla.
True. Oh yeah. We were kind of hoping for like vanilla pod big key, since I think both you guys skipped that first chest for like ever.
Yep.
Let's see. But yeah, you'll have to go back and watch. I threw some insights here and there about some better routing options, and definitely look forward to.
I think the problems I had with execution, and I honestly, it's so weird because in the last 2 practice seeds I did, I only died unintentionally like once. And then I probably unintentionally died like 10 or 11 times in this seed. And that was just super uncharacteristic of me.
Well, your death count was 8, so...
Yeah. Green mail definitely doesn't help. Because we never found the red mail. I'm assuming it was somewhere in the Gauntlet, since we've seen literally everything else.
Yeah, it was probably Gauntlet, or it could have been in GT, like probably like left side or something.
But overall though, good run, good race from both you guys. So it was a treat to watch, it was a treat to commentate. If you have any last words, Trojan Dude, about this run, or at least your next race.
Well, this run I think is. I hope that I never get, you know, these are like 3 one-offs just hurting me this hard in any other seed in the tournament. But this was my first ever tournament race for Link to the Past Randos, so nice. I had quite a bit of nerves going into it.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I think that was affecting some of my routing stuff, so I think the next time I'll be a little more prepared for it.
Yeah. I mean, we only had like 900 people watching, so no big deal.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'm used to Ori and the Blind Forest speedrunning tournaments where I think the most we ever got for one of my races was like 200. So, so this was a bit more.
Yeah, just get those nerves out of the way in the first match. Next round, get a little more practice in, ready for your next opponent. Hopefully put together a better day. And, it could always go. Well, who knows how it'll go.
Hopefully don't get trolled by bonk rocks.
Yeah, I'm gonna like 100% make sure I always check that. But it's one of those where you don't check something once and then you learn to never check it over if it means double checking it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with using a tracker with like a map and everything. No one's gonna judge you if you want to use those.
I am using a tracker with the map. I just like
well then you're
skipped it over. Bad. Yeah, I am. I agree. There's no. I can't even. You know. I have to just acknowledge that. It's fine.
It's okay. We all are. We all have our moments.
Yep. No, but I really look forward to looking back and taking notes on what you guys said in commentary and looking at Barry's route.
Yeah, it was a good run. It was really good. So GG's to both you guys.
GG.
All right, GG guys.
And with that, that'll be the last race of the evening for the Link to the Past Randomizer Keysanity tournament. Once again, shout outs to our tracker Cyclone, as well as the fine folks at Speed Gaming for putting on this race. And of course, to my co-commentator, Brewers fan JP. Thank you so much for joining me, my dude.
Man, thank you for having me for my first commentary. I definitely suggest giving Willard a follow. He is a very good speedrunner, and his channel is great to watch.
Agreed.
I'm not a speedrunner. I play Randomizer. I'm kidding. Jokes. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And also make sure to follow all the Speed Gaming channels and whatnot. And shout outs to both these runners, of course, for putting on a show. We wouldn't have something to watch if we didn't have people to throw into the ring and race. So thank you all so much. And we'll see you tomorrow for more Keysanity action. Have a good night.
Good night. Have a good night, everybody.